Woohoo, it looks like we're live. Somebody double check.
There we go. Yeah, it's coming up.
All right, finally caught up.
Yep.
Good early morning to everyone, my time. Actually, it's only 9 o'clock, so 5:30 I was up, and as you can tell by my sunny disposition, I've had a lot of coffee this morning. I wanted to run an impromptu War Commander Unshackled show. So I'm letting everybody know who is sharing the tidbits for this weekend. Me, that's who. Also, we're going to discuss what is family? Who do you love? Remember that tomorrow is promised to no one. Love a little more. Fight on the battlefield instead of amongst one another. Tear each other up on the battlefield instead of tearing down another's humanity. And remember that what you send out to the world and into the universe will come back to you and all of us tenfold. I'm going to share some tidbits about War Commander, and let's all stuff Toadie's box. I love to stuff box. Don't you?
No.
I'm sorry, Toadie. I had to do it.
Don't stuff my box.
Okay, so everything that they want to send to you on Facebook, they can also send to me. I want everybody who's friends with you to stuff your box, darling. A stuffed box is lovely.
Yes, that's true. Nothing lots better than a stuffed box.
Positive energy. I know a stuffed box gives me positive energy. Well, most of the time. I'm a moderator. Sometimes a stuffed box is not so great. But for you, we're going to stuff it with positive energy. We are. We're going to do it. We're going to send it out to the universe, and it's going to come to you and then back to all of us tenfold. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot to share. There will be a show, a regular scheduled show, but I thought I'm going to throw some stuff out there. I don't think all of this is going to be able to be covered on tonight's show. So I have some insider information from Mr. Storm Chaser and stuff that's been shared publicly on Discord and other avenues. I have some insider information. Oops, whoopsie, somebody's not muted. Thank you. We're going to talk about some things from the past event. We're going to talk about maybe some ideas and see what you guys think. We're going to talk about doing polls on KXL, and I'd love to see it. We're going to talk about getting information from Discord and where you can get it from. I'm going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. And then, if need be, at the end of this show and into David's show, I'll show up for that one. And if City decides to do a show, I'll show up for that one. There will be release notes sometime today, aka Kickside time. I don't have a time for when the release notes are, and I don't have a time for the downtime. However, there will be a very rare Friday downtime. So please, if you're on Discord, check Discord often. If you go to forums, check forums often. If you are a member of Unshackled, as soon as I get the release notes and as soon as I get a heads up to the downtime, we will be posting it on Unshackled. We will be posting it on City's page. It will be posted on Discord. So if you could please share that information with your teams, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's jump right in. First thing I want to talk about is the past event. And unfortunately, I'm going to be doing a lot of the talking. I will ask for some information from the guys, but you all are just going to have to put up with my voice. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to stay tuned in. But I appreciate if you would stay tuned in, because if I can't make David's show, then you have to listen to David. And he won't have all this tidbit information unless he watches the show at work. LOL. Okay, so I do want to share in the middle of everything that the November 22nd, mark your calendars for those of you who are in the United States. November 22nd is Thanksgiving for the United States. Okay, I'm going to pause on that one for a minute. It's just Thanksgiving for the United States. The November 22nd War Games monthly event will be on the day of Thanksgiving. the first day of Thanksgiving. It will run just like any other event. Don't lose your cookies and your crackers and your panties. It'll be just fine. Kixeye is a worldwide game. I get it. You all play worldwide. I get it. You all celebrate different holidays than we do. Some of you do. I get it. The Canadian Thanksgiving was a week and a half ago. We have a Kixeye office in Canada, the west coast of Canada. So when you hear me refer to Pacific time, which we have all switched now, by the way, it's Pacific Standard Time. There will be people at Kixeye working, a full crew, a full complement of people working. Now, there are also offices in 2 states in the United States on the West Coast. Everybody knows about the San Francisco office. It's not a big secret. Of course, be kind, be understanding as they spend time with their families, but there will be a full complement of people and team members on Discord, in customer support, working the game, watching for bugs, watching for glitches, watching for in-game issues. I promise you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This War Commander team is unlike any other War Commander team I have ever worked with. And moreover, it is unlike any other Kixeye game team I have ever worked with other than the War Commander Rogue Assault team. Bar none. The information we get, the live answers we get, the hints and tidbits that we get, which all this information I'm about to share that I have gleaned from Discord. You can do it too. Just go into Discord, do a search every day or so, put in each Kix team member's name, do a search, and it will show you everything that Kix team member has said. You click on it, you click, shoot, I think it's go. No, it's not go. Crud. Jump. You click jump and it will open to the conversation. It will scroll your Discord back and you will be able to see the context of the conversation. So I encourage you to join Discord, be a part of the Discord community. That's where the action is. Forums is great, but it's old news. Kind of like Flash. It's old news. Discord's where it's at, baby. So let's get on it. Okay, I'd like to talk about the past event. There were some people who were talking about some upsetness. This information I pulled from forums, I pulled from Discord, I pulled from the bugs issue, I pulled from the complaints issue. I've seen some people share their surveys online, which I'm totally fine with that. As far as I know, Kixeye hasn't said that it's not appropriate to share what you put on a survey. I've seen some survey answers and I've had some people send me their survey answers. I've actually had some people send me their surveys, paragraph comments to proof them. And because they wanted to offer constructive criticism and they wanted to do it without looking like a jerk. And I thank them for that. But I also have all that information and I asked them if I could keep that information for a show. So that's why I'm doing this today, because there's so much I got. All right, I want to explain something about the map. There were a lot of people who complained about event bases not spawning correctly or too many spawning and no resources on the map and no thorium. I will say to you that I too was a little frustrated with the lack of thorium. But let me explain something that our Kixeye, lovely, wonderful, handsome, smart, intelligent, always willing to lend a hand, works way too many hours, just ask his family members, did live during the event. Never had to take the game down, did changes to the metrics of the game, and I bet none of you noticed it until there were too many zombie bases on the map. Because nobody was doing the zombie bases. Do you know what the solution to that is? Here's what the solution to that is. The 1 through 5 base were really, really easy. The 1 through 3 bases, they do themselves. You go hit them and they're gone. And guess what? It's magical. Because let me explain something to you about the map. Guys, please concur or disprove me. When you go into a sector you've never been there before, and you happen to jump in the map and somehow or another you jump to one of your friends that stopped playing and there's a whole bunch of 5s and 10s and 17s and 22s and 30s. Do you or do you not see 5s, 10s, 30s, and 40s, maybe 35s? Isn't that what you see spawned around those low-level player bases?
Yeah, correct. You see that.
Do you think that happens by accident?
No, that's coded.
Yeah, it's a mathematical equation. Those bases spawn there for a reason. Now, while Storm Chaser was making the changes live, because there were a lot of people who were complaining about not having bases, not having resource bases, not having Thor. I will 110% agree with not having Thor. And here's why. Yeah, I got a lot of Thor in the event. But if I wasn't at a point in the event when I was getting Thor and I was doing other things in the event, and I got heroes because I was building them and because they were at a discount amount, and I was doing right after, especially after the banner went up, because when I started getting PMs about that they couldn't hold more than one token, I already had one and I was almost at the end of my second run. I am so glad that the community blew up. Guess where they blew up? In Discord first, then my PMs, then forums. So we got the information. Yes, I contacted a Kickside team member at home. We got the information up, got the mat tag up, and that's the best that we could do at the time. So here is the thing about not having any Thor. If those heroes were not discounted, I would have had to spend double the Thor. I needed Thor for missiles. I needed Thor to equip my techs. I was getting techs that I hadn't had. We got free techs in the game from the completing the bases. We got a lot of stuff for free that I needed to reworkshop my units, and I needed Thor. I had a diamond tech finish the second day of the event. I needed to equip all my units with that diamond tech. That unit was my Cerberus. I needed the Cerberus for the event. That wasn't a cheap equip to level 4. I had already equipped them to level 3 diamond tech. Yes, I did it because I wanted to be ready for the event as close as I could do it. I missed the timing on that one. Okay, it happens. So I counted down the days and I said, crap, it's going to be 2 days into the event. That's okay. I can make do. But that was an expensive equip for Thor. I couldn't put that off and complete my wave. So I will 100% agree with the lack of Thor, which was probably caused by the overspawning of bases. Now, here's another thing I'd like to explain about the games, especially Battle Pirates and War Commander, because they're both exactly the same. I was an alpha and beta tester for Vega, and I guarantee you it's there as well. There is a grid for those games. It's a mathematical equation. We see the grid in War Commander. You can no longer see the grid in Battle Pirates, but I assure you it has always been there. It looks very similar to the War Commander grid. The one in Vega looks similar, but it's not the same because it's done in Unity code. I assure you it's there. I've seen it. It exists. It's not fake. It's there. Your bases spawn the way that they spawn on a reason. The reason why you don't land on top of somebody else, but occasionally that has happened, and that was a glitch, and the War Commander team worked on it. That's a past team. That was from like 3 years ago. The reason why the bases spawn the way they do is because there is a mathematical equation. Now, let me explain something else to that. This is one of the reasons why Kickside discourages memorials in the game. I don't have a problem with memorials, but here's one of the reasons why Kickside discourages them, especially in Battle Pirates and War Commander. Because when you have a memorial, it skews the base spawn in your sector. If you have someone in the top west corner, or what I say top left corner wall, and you have a memorial there, and that memorial gets 15 to 20 tunes deep, I promise you, without a doubt, go test it. Go find a player that you know that's in the top right corner, or the top left corner, or the bottom one. Make a fake memorial, and I promise you, you will see your base spawn in your sector explode in the opposite diagonal corner. What you see on the map is flat. The mathematical equation that creates that sector is not flat. It is not 5 by 10. It is not 10 by 10. It's not 20 by 20. It's 600 hexes by 600 hexes multiplied and skewed for the mountains, for players' bases, for the other bases that they spawn. So when Friendly Fixer talks of 10 million lines of code just for the base part. The base part of War Commander, 10 million plus lines of code. Events lay over top of that. That information is 600 by 600 hexes, and then it is skewed diagonally. If you are in the bottom left corner of the map on a wall, and then above you, 10 hexes is somebody on the wall, and then above you, 10 hexes is on a wall, and then diagonally from there, your team is on the floor and a wall diagonally. You are skewing your own spawn rate. Pure and simple. If you want to get to the bases that are in the center of the map, if you want to get to the bases that are closer. Now, I don't encourage this usually. I usually tell people, especially during the sector spawn rate for the bases, when it finally pops for you, I usually tell people to pull their tunes in if they don't need them so more bases will spawn. We don't have that problem now because the bases are already on the map and they just become unbubbled. Kicks, I fixed that.
Yeah.
The strategy to that is send out 5 buggies. Put them where you know that the bases usually spawn that are out there. If you're on the 11 and there's one right by you, and the next one you need is 12, 13, 14, and 15, or if you're doing the faction track, go take those buggies, look and see what's around, bookmark those, use your bookmarks. Bookmark those bases, find the ones that are close, and stop being so lazy just by using the attack button. It's a very useful feature, but I guarantee you guys and ladies, if you're like me, I like the wall and the ceiling. I'm into that. You know why? It's a game strategy. If you're in a corner on the wall and on the ceiling, their air can only spawn in one place. The most I had to travel for any event base was 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Go make a sandwich. Go hug somebody. Go outside and take a breath of fresh air. Go take a whiz. I don't care. Take a dump. Of course, it'll probably take you more than 2 minutes. Go do something. Make a sandwich. Go have a drink. Something. Anything. It's 2 minutes. If you had to travel farther than that, Storm Chaser worked on it. Put your tunes there ahead of time. Get something over there ahead of time. Grab your Romero. Grab another tune over there that you would use for support. Grab your technicals so you can start the base. Grab something to get the base started until you can get your heavy there. It's very simple. And if nothing is spawning around your base, it should be. And if all you have are zombie bases, do them, because the 1, 2, and 3 do themselves. The 4 and 5 were easy with one single walking zombie. They were very simple. Do the 1 and the first and the second base, the 5 and the 10 is what we used to call it. The first and the second base in the event. Do those. Get them out of the way. Do the Iron Strike 30s. Do the Iron Strike 35s. If the servers or the code sees that you're active, as it does in Battle Pirates, the things that you need will spawn around you. Get rid of the stuff you don't need, and it'll spawn around you. Now, for those of you who are upset about the resources, okay, that's BS. That is total BS. The 9 and the 10 base was absolutely insane for resources. Can't do the 9 and 10 base, do the 5s. If you have an alliance and if you're not in an alliance and you don't have your alliance boost running, there's something wrong with you. Throw on a master loot. Do you want to know how much the 5 base played out with your alliance boost and a master loot? 690 million oil and metal.
Correct. Yeah.
690 million of each for a level 5 that did itself. You didn't even have to take a tune. All you had to do was click attack and leave the MFR. It did itself. If you didn't have the master loot on, and I should know this, I believe it was almost 69 million. Close to 70. Let's just say 70. For a level 5 that all you had to do was you could have put your buggies all over the map. If level 5s weren't spawning near you, find the center of the map or someplace else on the map where there's a honeypot of 5s. Throw a couple buggies there. All you had to do was hit the 5 with your buggy. Boom, done. You don't have a master loot? Then don't do it. If you're a low level or mid level, don't do it. It's 70 million res.
Yeah.
And you don't have to even lose anything doing it. The 9 and 10, boom, stuffed your boxes. If you had the Alliance boost going on, boom, stuffed your boxes. I'm sorry to keep referring to that, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to say it. I just want to tell you, the whining about some of these things was so over the top, and it was so simple. It's such a simple thing for you to do. Now, as far as getting to the center of the map, I want to address that as well. If you'd like to be in the center of the map and you want to get your place back in your sector, have a friend put a buggy where you are. In most cases, when you do the event, you're amongst friends, yes?
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Have a friend put a buggy where you normally sit. Then find a friend who's in the center of the map. Now, do all this before the event, but you can too use your friends to get to the center of the map. Have somebody jump random, look at the core to see how it is. Maybe that person doesn't want to be in the center. Maybe they want their spot back. Okay. Fill their spot. Do all the Iron Strike 30s, all the Iron Strike 35s around that person and the spot that they operate, and then fill all those spots. Okay, just with buggies. Not a big deal. You all can do this together. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's very simple. Then you have your friend jump to the center, or someone who's already in the center. You jump to that person, and then they can jump back in their spot. You just don't move the buggies where the Iron Strike 30s are. Leave the spot open that they formerly did. Have them jump to a sector, wait a second, and then jump back. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're going to land in the same spot you were. Rob, I'm sorry, Rob. You know what? Yes, your game name is the one, but everybody knows yours, Rob. I'm so sorry. Rob, how many times have you come to my sector, 161, and you have landed in the exact same spot?
Over 1,000 times.
Times that Rob has jumped in and out in just a few hours with Scooby and City and several others, but I'm just going to name those names because I can. I won't name the other ones because I didn't ask permission first. That sometimes when I log into my game, I'm cussing them out. I'm cussing him out. I'm cussing City out. I'm cussing Scooby out. I'm cussing Lonnie out. I'm cussing them all out because you know why? I got 115 is how many I counted once.
Yeah.
On a jump and came back to 161 and then jumped, came back to 161 and jumped 115 times. Oh, you didn't just do it to me. You did it to Jim. You should have heard both of us. We were cussing up a storm. I should have recorded it. It would have been, that in and of itself would have made a great show. Blue colored streaks coming out of my mouth because I had to click off of them every single time you jumped in, jumped out, jumped in, jumped out. It's kind of like that song. In and out and in and out. Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night. Okay, sorry. That was my really bad attempt to sing that song. But it was just like every time I see that, I'm singing that song. In and out and in and out. It's great. I love a stuffed box. Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy don't get no sleep at night. Yep, that's what I feel like. Every time they do it, I'm squeezing my box. I'm cussing, but I'm squeezing my box. All right, so I just gave you some tips. If you don't understand how that works, please PM me, David, Daba, any one of the moderators. We all know how to do it. I see. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't have YouTube open. Data King's in the house and YouTube. Everybody who's in the YouTube, I'm so sorry. I didn't acknowledge you. Dune, Suzanne, Mike, Capone, True Trust. Data King, I know you know this because you are one of the people who taught this to me. You, Jano, Dragon, Dragon's Warrior, Warrior's Dragon, Rocket, Snoopy. Geez, I know I'm going to miss some names, Data, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for missing. Grizzly, my Grizzly, the Legend Grizzly, the Canadian, Steve Campano. I'll say his name. I don't care. You guys taught me all of that. I mean, I learned so much in our sector when they pulled me from moderating all the games to play War Commander mostly full-time and moderate full-time. Then we lost Jano as a moderator. So hello, can you say, uh-oh? I was in up to my eyeballs, way over my head. And Data King really did help me. Rocket helped me. The guys really did pull together with me. And we did do a show back then. And it was a different name. And it was an awesome name. And we freaking rocked it. But seriously, I learned all of this years ago from the legends in the game. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't learned stuff from you guys. It doesn't mean that I haven't learned stuff from the people who were on this panel. It doesn't mean, as a matter of fact, I asked them some information before we went live. That's one of the reasons why we went a little late, because I actually had somebody tell me that they could move to the center of the map during the event. I tried it, didn't work. So I'm not really sure how they did it, but I know that you can use attack logs and so on and so forth. I'm not really sure how they did it. If they did do it during the event, ooh, that's kind of scary. But I tried to replicate it and it didn't work for me. I just wanted to mess around just to see if it would happen. Because I figured, well, I hit Jim before the event. Yes, I bubbled one night because I knew we weren't going to be there for the next day. So we hit each other before he went to bed. Get over it. It happens. I like 69ing with my husband. It is what it is. Okay, then. Now, that's a game tactic, guys. Get your minds up order. Game tactic. Game tactic. I am not bubble now. Where's Jim? Get over it. Okay, so then I did try to jump, and I couldn't because my jump was closed. I thought maybe I could jump using the attack log. You know, click on the button, and when you hit this person, and then relocate, and then it would relocate each of that person. It didn't work for me. I used the leaderboard, and it didn't work for me. Now, I have someone tell me that they used the leaderboard to do it. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, you guys in the YouTube side chat. And if I'm definitely wrong, and you are able to use the leaderboard to jump during the event, there's your answer, everybody. Go to the leaderboard. If you see somebody who's on there and you want to relocate to that person because they're on the leaderboard, use it. If it works for you and you'd rather be in the center, use it. But make sure someone puts it, not yourself, because when you jump, your tunes are going with you, dang it. Have a friend put a tune there, something that they can afford to do. I don't know. Have somebody who's not playing the event put a tune there. I wouldn't suggest using an alt to put a tune there because I think that might be unfair game advantage, but I really don't think it's a bannable offense. So kind of shady, but you know, somebody has an alt and they're not playing the event for their alt, have them throw an alt there. Put a tune there. Put it in PvP. Throw a couple zombies in there. Put the PvP on it, and guess what? No matter how many times somebody hits it, it's not going to die because they're never going to defend it. Again, hello, tidbit, game tactic. Did you guys forget about your PvP tunes for events? Has anybody forgotten about PvP tunes for jails? Do you want to know what my PvP tunes are for jails?
Skipjack.
Skipjack. Detonator. 3 zombies. One of them hits air, one of them hits ground, and a cloaked Spartan. Good luck finding them. Have fun. Nobody's been able to find them yet. Good luck. Have fun.
When you're offline, they're easy to find.
Well, that's true. That's actually well, yeah. Well, so far they've never been killed. I take it back. I'm sorry. Stuart was able to kill 2 of them once. I won't tell you how many ravishers he used to find it and how many times he ran his Omega Phantom across because it looked like a freaking war zone when he was done, but he finally find it. But guess what? They go back to your base and they repair, and they're still there. Put them on PvP. You see the 2 purple guns because they're PvP. Nobody else sees those 2 purple guns. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you are not using your PvP tunes correctly. Not only do they repair very, very quickly, they repair for half a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have your max tech center, hello.
Yep.
I don't have to say anymore. Put your stuff in PvP. If someone's going to protect that spot for you, put something in there that nobody's going to find, or that it's something that's hard to get to, and put it on PvP for them. Have them put it on PvP. That way, worst happens, the tune goes back to their base, and it heals. As a PvP, it heals quickly. It's really easy to do, guys. These are like basic game strategy. This is basic War Commander 101. Taught to me by, yes, definitely Switch. It's in the Unshackled chat, dear. It is basic War Commander 101. This is stuff, aside from the PvP tunes, this is basic stuff that was taught. You can also use other friends' bases, and you can use tunes to plug those holes. So you can, I would say, does anybody remember the game Donkey Kong?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you remember how, like, sort of like the Kong would roll down the barrels and it would like bing, 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 like zigzag? You can, some people call it the ladder method. Some people call it the Donkey Kong. I heard it referred to as the Donkey Kong when I was like a little level 22 in War Commander. I had no idea what they were talking about in the Hangouts or when we used TeamSpeak. I didn't know what it meant to Donkey Kong somebody into a corner. So just think of the name Donkey Kong. You want to get somebody into a corner. You can't do anything about the depots. They're there. I wouldn't suggest taking over the depots. I really don't think that works anymore, although it used to work. I don't think it works anymore. In other words, you yourself would attack those depots, and it would give you more of a percentage based on the 600 by 600 hex mathematical equation. It would give you more of an opportunity or trigger to get into the corner. I don't think that works anymore. I don't believe it does. However, I haven't tested it in the last year, so I don't know if that works or not. But Donkey Kong yourself to where you want to be. If you want to be on a wall, say the corner's taken and all of your alliance mates are in a fan in a corner. I've seen that in lots of sectors that I've gone to for Warpath. It's crazy insane, because you know what's great about that? You all can launch your tunes and protection, and you don't cause a ring of fire. You are a ring of fire.
Yes, you are a big ring. Yeah.
You are. And you put PvP tunes out, and then what you do is you put your PvP tunes out, because you can only have 4, the people who are on the outside of that diagonal. So again, think of a piece of pie. The people who are down in the very tip of that pumpkin pie, that first little bite of pie, they can put tunes out, of course, to protect themselves if they want to. But everybody spanning out should put their PvP tunes, the 4 of them, to the top outside of their base. Okay, so basically, look at a clock. I like to use baseball references, but I don't like to confuse people because baseball in different countries means different thing. Same as football. So I will use the clock reference, okay? If you're looking at, hello, not your cell phone clock, a real old-fashioned clock that has the numbers on it, okay? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? Really simple. Put your PvP tunes in the 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 12 o'clock spot. Those are 4 tunes. Those tunes, don't defend them. Those tunes will go right into your base. Don't defend them because they're free. Don't defend them. You won't put out those tunes with free units. You're zombies. Especially rocket zombies.
There's one problem with a skipjack in these days. If you have 4 or 5k infamy, like we have now,
yes,
and one of the tunes gets killed, you lose 10% of your infamy.
That is correct. And
so you have 6 tunes on the map. It's like, yeah.
Yes. Now, I have lost. I had a guy come in 161 a couple weeks ago, and I have to admit, I wasn't paying attention to my infamy, but I had gotten hit really hard in one of the other sectors that I was in before I jumped back to 161. I mean, I went to their sector and I hammered until I had about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days worth of repair. Not kidding. That includes my PvP stuff. I did forget to put, well, part of it was my fault because I did forget to make up a PvP air tune, and I got this guy's base for 100%, but well, almost 100%. I'm sorry, 99. So we'll just say 2 stars. I wanted the 3rd star, but I ran out of time. But I forgot to put I wasn't going to stop. I forgot to put my air in PvP. I wasn't going to stop. I took that thing and drove that thing home. Somebody said, oh, I could have jumped into my base and I could have made a tune really fast and switched it over PvP while I was in the guy's base. Hell, I'm not even.
You can't.
Okay, I'm not even.
That's what
I thought. Exactly. It's just, I thought it showed the red triangle. So again, I'm not a regular PvPer. I'm trying to get better, but as far as I know, you can't do that. If you are doing it, don't send me videos because I'm going to report you for cheating or manipulating. Because yes, I do that, and I don't do it as a moderator. I report you the old-fashioned way. Although they do know what my ID is at customer support. So I wonder if I have an advantage. I don't know. So we'll just leave that go with that. I would really like to, I agree with you. I lost 4 infamy. And I was frustrated because I couldn't believe the guy was so much lower than me. And but he had similar infamy, and he still got 4. Okay, you think 4 is no big deal, but guess what? It put me under 2,100, dude. That screwed me for the 90K medal payout on Monday. And guess what? I wasn't paying attention, dude. So I didn't get my 90K. I only got 70K. That 4 infamy cost me 20,000 medals. I was totally upset with myself, not the guy who hit me, with myself for not paying attention. So yeah, it was pretty funny. Do you know if there's changes in these metal bases, this update, or is the gear store getting changed? The gear store is getting changed with text and units. I don't know what's coming out. Most of the stuff that would be traditionally in the gear store, most of the stuff that's in the gear store that says last chance, it means it's coming out. The stuff that says this month's or exclusive or new will probably stay. So if you need something that's in the gear store and it says last chance, that stuff in the gear store has been there for a while. I don't have an idea of exactly what's in the gear store. Excuse me. We might get a hint to that today with the notes. There will probably be some tidbits and hints dropped in Discord before the notes, but I'm not exactly for sure what will be taken out. So if you're playing the game now, if you can get into the game, if you're active, if you're not at work, or even if you are at work, you know, tell your boss you're doing something else, and you know that you're busy, and then go into another room and load the game and get the stuff that's in there that's last chance that you don't have if you have the medals. The medal bases are on the map, so go get some medals. If you need a tune that will ruby what was the old 40 base, if you're at least I'd say probably like a level 42 and you've been in game, okay, not somebody that's a level 42 or 44 returning to the game and you've been gone for like 6 or 8 months, okay? I'm talking about somebody who plays pretty regularly, and even if you're not a corner, you've got some really basic heavy units. If you need a video and or a tune setup with schematics on how to ruby what was the 40 metal base, which I believe now is the challenge 2. Okay, if you need that, PM me. I'll send it to you. I'll send you my schematics. I'll send you the tune setup, and I will go grab the video, although it's not mine. I will grab the video. I have permission to share it. I'm not going to share it live on the show because I don't want Kickside to change the bases. Got me? It's 7,500 medals. You say, I don't want to do that. It's a grind. You can do it on Ruby, dude.
Yeah, on your phone even at work.
Yeah, you can do it on your phone at work. Yeah. Seriously. It's really, really kick-ass. It's not that hard. You do have to deploy in a certain spot on the base. It's not hard. You're going to take some damage. I didn't say it was free. You're going to take some damage. But my tune, I think I can do, I say I did, God bless, more than 40 just while I was busy working in real life. And I did like 40 of them. So much so that I had to go back and check my medals and make sure I didn't do too much because I already had a lot of medals. And I was like, oh, crap. I need to get back in my base. If you know that it's going to do it at work, if you know that you need a lot of medals or you're short because you've been PvPing and you're not going to get a big kick-ass payout on Monday, do them and throw your tune in at night to repair. It wasn't obscene, the damage that I took. I don't want to say exactly how much damage because I don't want to freak Kickside out. It wasn't free, but it was very minimal. I haven't even tried Romero in those bases yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about deploying him in there with my tune. And yes, there is a dark storm. So I'm thinking about throwing Romero in there with my tune. I want to see if it makes a difference, or does he suicide himself while he's trying to crouch down and he looks like he's taking a dump. But I know he's planting C4, but I'm just saying sometimes if you get a little bit of a lag, you know how sometimes your tunes wiggle a little bit, like the back of them wiggles? Oh my God. During the event, he looked like he was humping the turrets. I swear to God. I'm not kidding. I just wanted to throw my Bandicam on just so it'd show it because I would get that little bit of lag because there's so many sprites in the base. He's grabbing onto the turret going, and then boom, it explodes. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. Get my minds out of the gutter. Let's see. No, not friends no more. So we'll go to the other message for it. Okay. Sorry about that, Animal. Would also, PSA, for those of you who got unfriended by me, I had to deactivate my Facebook. Sorry, it happens. I shared this on one of the other shows. I shared it on City Show. I almost said that wrong. if someone attempts to hack into your account and it happens more than 2 or 3 times in a month, Facebook may send you an email and say, we have to shut your Facebook down because we can no longer keep it secure. Do not let that happen to you. It did happen to Leinster. It has happened to other players. I'm only mentioning Leinster's name because he is the only person that won't mind that I'm sharing his name, because he doesn't want to happen to anyone else. If your game account is linked to Facebook, KIXEYE will not advocate on your behalf if Facebook shuts your page down. You must be diligent. If you get attempted to be hacked, the best thing I can suggest is that if you get attempted, you can deactivate your account, take a picture of the list of your friends, and you can reactivate your account. What's supposed to happen is if you reactivate your account within 24 hours, you get all of your friends back. Unfortunately, because of the way Facebook metrics work, if you haven't PM'd that person or given something to their page or posted on their newsfeed or tagged them in something recently, or they haven't tagged you in something recently or posted to you recently, they will drop off. For instance, Animal, I'm sorry. Definitely send me another. Yes, Suzanne knows too. It's happened to her. Thank you, Suzanne, for posting that. It has happened to her too. Now, I can tell you what happened to Leinster. It happened without warning. That's why I'm warning everybody. It happened to him without warning. He had 30 days. So what Leinster had to do when he came to me in desperation, when he went to the team in desperation, again, this was sort of as we were migrating to the team that we have now. So we had some people that weren't quite gone from the War Commander team yet, if you know what I mean, and some people that weren't hired to be on the War Commander team, if you know what I mean. So the guys that we have now, I think maybe it might have been a different situation then, but he had 30 days. They gave him 30 days notice. Do any of you think that you could get one of your alts or minis to like a Leinster level, Scooby level? Think of your own level. Do you think you could get one of your alts to where you are now in game in 30 days?
No.
Leinster had 30 days to take one of his alts and get it to as close to as possible where he was. He spent a ton of coin to get it that way. He had the coin to spend it. He didn't cheat. I was in a hangout when he did a lot of it. I saw him buy his coin like I've seen other people do. I saw him spend his coin. I have it all documented. I have it all saved. But he worked his ass off. And the entire RAB clan, which formerly was the RAID clan, and several other clans jumped to the sectors where he was, or he was invited to the sectors for events so he could get his alt account up to where it was. The fortunate thing is he knew what not to get, what the things were just totally not worth having. He knew what the best things were to have that KIXEYE was offering on a low-level account to store resis, to have to use to store things in his workshop. I'm sorry, War Factory. Sorry. Wrong word. So it's something that definitely you guys need to do. Also, the other thing is I talked to a lot of you in the Unshackled chat. I talked to a lot of you, well, when City had it. I talked to some of you mostly on Discord now. We don't talk as much on Facebook as we used to. If we talk together as a group, and I don't individually PM you, Facebook's metrics doesn't count that. So I lost Toady. I lost several people. And I honestly, I was over 3,000 friends, and I kind of had to cull my friends list. So I was a little over 1,500 friends. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a lot more friends than me. I'm not really sure. But I was over 3K friends, and I had to kind of cull some of those people. I realized that I had friends on my page that were alts for people that I no longer associate with. Were alts for people that were known cheaters and hackers. Alts for people that are just not really cool people. So I made sure I got rid of all those. That's something else you guys should think about too. Maybe look at that. You know, trim your list a little bit. And once in a while, you know, I like it trimmed, by the way. Just saying. Yes, that was a gutter comment. Look at your friends list. Make sure that the people that are important to you, your friends should be fixed, by the way, in game. Facebook finally fixed that. Look at your friends list. You should be able to send resources again. I can. Mine were fixed. Unbelievable. I haven't been able to send resources to people in game since I was an alpha tester for Facebook Game Room. That was 3 years ago. My friends were fixed. All my friends are at the bottom. Woohoo! Okay, let's talk about some things that we got that's definitely coming up. Let's talk about traditionally what usually happens. I'm going to let you guys tell me what usually happens right after, and I like to call it Rocktober, baby. What usually happens after the Rocktober October event? Everybody? Anybody?
Nightmare.
Nightmare, baby. So it's been dropped. And do any of you remember what happens with your XP during Nightmare? Yeah, baby. Hello, hello. Can you say double XP? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Now, I have to admit, I don't know for sure. Because this is the first time I ever used. Yes, I spent the money. Guys, please don't hate. My husband spent the money. Please don't hate. Okay? We worked extra overtime. Please don't hate. We knew there were we missed the last event. It was family time. It was my granddaughter's birthday, and then my son is a teacher, and there was a huge event at his high school, and he was receiving an award. He didn't even know. Okay, so we missed last October. The event before that was right after my surgery. I only got to play, and I'm stoned out of my mind. I don't let other people play my account. My husband doesn't even know the login to my account. He doesn't know the login to my Facebook. Nobody knows that except for my attorney, and it's in a sealed document, and it's safe when I die, except for Kixeye, of course. Nobody knows how to get into my account. So I played it stoned for like 2 days, 2 years ago. I think I played Nightmare, but I don't remember. I do remember the double XP, but I have no freaking idea what I bought. So, and actually, because usually I take screenshots, so I must have bought stuff and I have it, but I don't know how I got it. So, but that's when the face-eating zombie was introduced, was last year's Nightmare event. So be on the lookout for the face-eating zombie again this time. And guys, something you really need to want to do, okay? Stop clicking off the boxes that are in your base. Use the heads-up display, HUD, the HUD. Use the heads-up display. Hover over those tiny little black boxes. Find out whether or not you have to destroy everything or just the buildings. Find out whether or not you get any kind of special buffs or boost. Hover over it, and you will see, especially for the 4 base, it flat out told you that this base is lethal to infantry. Okay? Those of you who took your Romero in, you didn't read.
Yeah.
Lethal means dead. Okay, the face-eating zombie description from last year's Nightmare event says, in 1 chew, dead, lethal, gone, bye. Okay? Your unit is not going to be viable. That zombie is going to come after your. Now, you could say, okay, well, I'll send in 100 ERMs. That might have worked. I actually had somebody who tried it. Fail. Epic fail. Because the ERMs, I think they sent in like 200 ERMs. Like they separated them, and then they hit the X key like all over the place. Yeah. And they sent in their Romero. That was kind of cool. But it still caught up to the Romero eventually. That was kind of cool, though, because that was a cool idea. So, you know, if you guys want to try it, try it. Just for him did it fail. I wasn't going to try it. No way. I can't even remember how much it is for me to coin Romero. I don't remember. My Romero is, what's the highest level at elite? I'm sorry. Let's see. I coined him up to elite to meet the elite parts. I don't have the game open, so he's 2 levels past what he would have been with the elite parts. I don't know what level that is.
12.
It's 12. Oh, nope, I lied. Sorry, I coined one of them. He's 15. Sorry. That's right, because he's 15 million health. I should have known that. Good gracious. Yeah, the 15 million health didn't help anybody. Some of those other players had even more than 15. They had a max. Like, they must have coined, like, insanely to get a max, and he didn't make it. Not a good idea. Read the little heads up displays. Check and see what's going on. Read the information about the bases. In your own base, there was wording for that base that says that he was lethal to infantry. So when you're hovering in your overview, read those pop-ups. It tells you information. So take the time to do that, and it will help you. Okay, so in addition to that, I'd like to talk about some shared information. It was dropped. I'm going to share it. Possibility of most and or all the SF heroes coming back for the prize store. So this past October event, epic prize list. The amount of text, epic, absolutely unbelievable. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. The surprise XP that we got because of the hero token issue, loved it because I was trying to have to choose between picking some text. And I got frustrated because there was one tech that I didn't realize that I had, which was my Sunder hero tech. Do you realize I love my Sunder? I love him to death. Didn't even realize that all the time I didn't even have the hero tech on there. I'm like, I know I had the hero tech on there. I had the hero tech for all my heroes. Nope, forgot it. I was 500K. I didn't have enough. I spent it on all the other stuff I wanted, and I was like, oh no, I didn't have enough, and I didn't realize I didn't have it. I had to go double check my workshop and my folders to make sure. Nope, never won it, wasn't missing it, never got it. Shame on me. Then we got that magical 1.5 million. You know where I spent my first 500K, don't you, Sunder? I did it. It was fast, it was easy, and I loved it. So there's also, rumor has it, that the hero techs will be back in the Nightmare event. So if we do have one, and it's just rumored that we will, and if it starts on Saturday, and it's just rumored that it will, and if it's double XP, and it always has been in the past, and if you missed out on stuff in the October event, you're going to love Nightmare. If you don't have your base set up for an event, do it. Set it up for the event, not for PvP. If you are strong enough, fast enough, and good enough to have a PvP the same as your event base, you're golden. If you're not, go back to your PvE event defend base. Do it. Do it. Get out of the sector that you're in today. Do it. Go to the sector you want to do the event in or possible event. What's up today? Hey, set up your base. Dismantle it. PvP is not that important. Double XP is. Do it. Just do it. If we don't have a Nightmare event, it's just a rumor. Not a conspiracy theory. It's just a rumor. I'd like to share that for those of you who have been asking, yes, PvP season ends on the 7th of November. And traditionally, we have a warpath around the end of PvP season. Hello, can you say blue goo? Because we got all these heroes and we need tokens. Yes, we need tokens. We need Blood Thor. So we need blue goo in order to get Blood Thor. That's what I call it, blue goo. Some people call it blue honor. Some people call it honor. Some people call it blue infamy. I call it blue goo because that's what keeps me from saying infamy because I just can't wrap my head around honor. I'm sorry, I can't because it's blue on your base, but when you get it, it's Blood Thor. So I just say blue goo. It's just something that helps my brain to remember. So I'm surprised that we're not going to have a warpath, but because of the end of PvP season, because hello, can you say, oh, hell yeah, the end of the PvP season is happening. So if you have your base set up for PvP, and if the rumors are true, and there's going to be a Nightmare event, and it may or may not be 4 to 5 days long, and PvP season ends on the 7th of November, then oh my goodness, the 7th is a Wednesday. And the Nightmare starts on the 3rd, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 days. That's the 6th of November, which is a Tuesday. So the 7th of November is the end of PvP season, unless you're Pving the heck out of each other during the event, which you're allowed to do, by the way, and you're allowed to hit your alliance mates, by the way, and you should, yes, you should, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we do it in our sector. Every single person that's in the event that has 0 infamy and 0 honor, and they have a tag, drop your stuffy rules about hitting tagged bases in sector. If they have 0 infamy and they have 0 honor, they're not really participating in any event. They're not really participating in protecting your sector. They may have stepped away, and I promise you, they're not going to care. You hit them one time, you move on. You hit another one, move on. You hit another one, you move on. Now, the only exception to that would be is if you did have a returning player and you knew they were returning and you went to go into their base and you saw that they're upgrading stuff and they have res. Just because they don't have any infamy and just because they don't have any blue goo does not mean that they're not playing the game. So again, pause, take a step back and look. Are they upgrading something and do they have res? If they do, back out. It's really simple. Again, it's not rocket science. Back out. One another in your sector. Get your infamy that way. Do it during the event while you're waiting for your tunes to repair.
Or do it before the event.
Yeah, look at that person's base. Some people change their base. I do. You all saw my base, my event base. You think I've changed it? I haven't changed it. I'm not changing it. It's not because I knew Nightmare was coming. It's because my base is a tough MFer to hit. And everybody thinks it's easy, and it's not, especially if I'm on the wall and on the ceiling. You can only deploy air from one position. And I guarantee you, if you bring certain units into my base, there's only one unit that will devastate my base by itself. One. All by itself. The stuff that I've got in my base, thank you, Scooby. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to say everybody. I'll say thank you, Switch. Thank you, City. The stuff that I have in my base with my survivor buff will eat your Romero alive. Don't bring it to my base. You will die. That's simple enough. Don't bring it to my base. You'll die. Or if you don't die in my base, if your unit isn't completely 100% dead, it will really be severely damaged. You guys, look at how much of a repair time there is on Romero. If you try to bring air in my base, ain't going to happen. The stuff that's spawning out of my production buildings, you're going to be sorry. I promise you, you're going to be sorry. Offline, yeah, you can probably get me for 100%. Online, no way. Nope, not going to happen. Just saying. Yep, I'll check my calendars. Let's do it. Okay, so that's what we have about the hero text. I would love to see HH2 targeting. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gold one, I have 2 of them, but I know people need more of those for the units.
How about the players that missed out on the last Dina tech? Even though Dina was introduced and it was in the gear store, it was a lot of them complained about the fact that they had to grind medals, and because they were returning to the game or new to the game, they really couldn't get those medals, and everybody else was busy with their chores in game. So how do you guys feel about, like, if Dina was in there with all of her techs, including the gold techs?
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean,
also the Jericho tactic would be nice to have in the gear store.
Yes, yeah. Agreed.
Because, noobs like me still miss it.
Yes. Now, I'll tell you that it's not going to help you with faction bases. Of course not. It's not going to help you if you have your faction set to, as I do, as survivors. You're not going to get that 100% boost. If you guys don't understand how the 100% boost works for bases, both PvP and PvE, we can share that on our show. Get with me, get with Scooby, get with David, get with probably most of the guys here on the panel. Get with somebody who understands how it works. So you're not going to get that boost. But if you're using Jericho on a 60 and you pop out that hunter, and then you pop out another hunter, and then you run your siege squadron over at one time, and then you put your ravishers on Ruby. Even if your siege squadron is only elite, and you put them on Ruby and you micromanage those chicks. Again, I say micromanage. In other words, you group a section of them, like about 12, and then you go after the things that are shooting at you. Let the rest of the chicks go on Ruby, and then micromanage like 12 of them. You will be so surprised. If you don't want to do it that way, run your siege squadron over it one time. You won't take any damage except for a little bit, a tiny bit from the AA plasmas. But when you're done, it's less than 5 minutes.
Yep.
And let the chicks go. Then go into your base, heal your air, heal your Jericho if you didn't drive him right, and boom, go and do another 60. You're not going to get the boost, but who needs it? Put your master loot on. It doesn't help for the 60, but put your master loot on and go do other bases. Ruby and Iron Strike 40, Ruby and Iron Strike 35, Ruby and Iron Strike 30. And if you have a kick-ass rig, You can do all 3 of them at the same time. You're going to have to refresh afterwards. I can do 5 bases at the same time, 4 on Ruby and 1 where I control. I have to refresh afterwards, but bing, bang, boom, and I'm done. Especially if I'm in a sector that I'm not familiar with and I need to get res really quick. I go do it. I throw a master load on and I get it done, and my box is stuffed. Gotta love a stuffed box. Okay, so I wanted to let everybody know also that if you're not on Discord and there are issues in game, definitely do get in there and get to the bug reports. Grab a moderator. Post in the general room if you have to. I prefer the bug reports, but we monitor that all the time. Post in the room, in the general, if you'd like, because if you aren't on Discord, because it will lag your game if you don't have a kick-ass rig. It lags my game sometimes too, especially if it's super active. Even if I put it in another browser, sometimes it does lag my game. That's not Kick's eye. That's because I got too much shit open on my computer. Excuse my language. That's because I got too many tabs open. Get in the general and say, is anybody else having this issue? Or even put in the angry face, a grr, and say, man, this, and this just happened. If anybody who's in Discord saw that it was posted, or they've seen in the bug reports, or they've seen somewhere else on the Discord, or if it was announced in the announcement section, hopefully the people who are positive enough and passionate enough about the game will say, yes, at, let's just say Dune, or yes, at the one. It is a known issue. It was in the announcement section, or it is a known issue. Storm Chaser spoke about it earlier, or it spoke about in the bug section, or there is a video about it and they're working on it. Get yourself into Discord and ask. It's the next best thing to having live customer support.
Hey, I'm off to bed, man.
You're off to bed, my darling.
Yes, I shall catch you all later, and I'll watch the show tomorrow.
I'm going to watch it. You want me to do my shout out now?
No, you're right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right. I'll catch you later.
30. Since I haven't told you yet today, because you're going to bed.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, same here.
I love you.
Love yous all.
Thank you for being my friend.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll catch you later.
Have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, I'm going to move on to another spoiler. There's a possibility. Don't know for sure. Possibility. Heads up. Ears pricked. Because some of us who are higher levels, and because we got so much XP, and I did get just about everything that I wanted, and then I got that little extra bonus of 1.5 for the stuff that I forgot that I didn't have. Again, smack myself face palm. Nightmare spoiler alert for those of you who said that you're going to be bored because there's really nothing for you to get. And if the event store is going to be the same and you have all those other things, you've got Jericho, you've got Dina, you've got Kara, you've got all the guns, you got all the bells, you got all the whistles, you got all the rockets. Your box is stuffed, literally. Nightmare spoiler alert for the higher levels. There's a possible new unit.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Will it be a one-hit wonder? I don't know that. Am I speculating as a player? Yep.
Yeah.
Have I heard this from anybody on the team? Absolutely not.
My glass ball just told me it's a fixed thing.
But I've seen what the Shadow Ops is going to be. I know where they're going with some of the other units. It doesn't, again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, heck, a NASA scientist. It doesn't take any kind of space exploration scientist to figure this out. I think I have an idea of what it's going to be. But I do think this is going to be for higher levels only. So please, everybody, steel yourselves, hold your passion, share it with your teams. If you are a low to mid player or you are a returning player, use this event. If it does happen on Saturday for 4 days. If it does happen, use this event to get what you want, because traditionally nightmares are what kind of XP?
Double.
Double.
That's the word of the day. Double, 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 double down, baby. Double XP.
And you can coin 60% boost above that.
That's what I'm wondering. Are they going to turn that off? I hope not. But I did it for my event. So yes, I did. And yes, I spent the money. And yes, Jim spent the money. And we worked overtime to earn it. And we just went a little bit cheaper at the grocery store. Okay, so we bought a little bit less and we spent the money. You say, well, get a life, Skipjack. I do have a life.
Yeah.
I do have a life.
Yep.
My car is washed and waxed and buffed. My yard is weather for winter. I bought $300 worth of birdseed for winter. I've got an extra 2 quarts of wood for winter. I have a motorcycle that's washed and waxed and put away in the garage for winter. I have a life. I watched the UFC fight night. Did any of you guys do that? I did. I played a round of golf a couple weeks ago. I had fun. I was having a good time. I went out with friends. I went to the bar. I contributed to a fundraiser to a couple that we used to play darts with, and they unexpectedly had a baby too early. I contributed to that fundraiser so that baby would get the support that it needed. The mom and dad could be there in the NICU unit so their bills would be paid. I do other things besides War Commander, a lot of other things, including taking care of my husband. It's the solution to world peace, ladies and gentlemen. I won't describe it. But every woman out there, excuse me, every significant other partner out there needs to get a pillow, a knee pillow. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's the solution, world peace. Every morning, take care of your partner. World peace. Problem solved. Okay, so possible new event. I do think it's just going to be higher levels. I do think it may or may not be a one-hit wonder and or somewhat grindy. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I just know that it's going to be, that there's a possibility of new niche. I would like to also talk about the possibility and would like you guys to express it on Discord and forums if you'd like. And Zach, when you listen to this later, I would really love somebody to throw up a poll. Zach is really good at polls. I'm not saying you guys aren't, but Zach is really good at polls. So in Battle Pirates, I started playing Battle Pirates again. Don't hate me for that. I got a welcome back package in my email, and I took advantage of it. It was absolutely insanely delicious. I took it, I got it, and I'm playing again. Okay. I also got one for Vega. Vega's event is this week. I took it and I'm playing it again. Not all the time. Get over yourselves. It was just fun. It's just fun to do something different. I have a 50K ID in Vega. I love it. I have less than a 1 million ID in Battle Pirates. I love it. So I enjoy playing those games. So am I going to play them all the time? No, but Battle Pirates is about ready to go through a sector consolidation. Do you remember when we went through our sector consolidation where there were 400 sectors? Yes.
420 to 200. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Battle Pirates has 499. Soon they won't. So the plan is, I assume, like it was for War Commander, inactive bases get wiped off the map. Incidentally, I got a package in the mail. Welcome back package. Welcome back, Commander. No, it didn't say welcome back.
I don't know much about Battle Pirates, but in War Commander it caused a lot of drama, the sector merging.
Well, I'm sorry that it does, but let me tell you something that Battle Pirates has that we don't have that I would love for us to have. And if they're going to use Holdout in order to bring it to us in game, I would be ecstatic. There have been some people that have talked about the upgrade times. Now, Storm Chaser has talked about it, upgrade times inside your base. Storm Chaser has talked about that they're looking into streamlining that a bit. He asked for some information specifically about units. Okay, can you say Shock Trooper? Some people still use that. Can you say that one of the level change researches was 11 days for a Shock Trooper? Oh my God. Okay, the Tech Center, the last level for the Tech Center. I'm sorry, not the Tech Center. I'm so sorry. For the help me out here, guys. The one for your Bastion, frack, brain fart, weapons lab. No,
That one, yeah, the 15-day upgrade. Yeah.
Yes, because Battle Pirates has a weapons lab too, so I had a brain fart. Yes, your weapons lab. That's 15 days before you can build a missile bastion, and you can't build anything else while the daggone thing is upgrading.
Yep.
So basically, I told Jim the last event, you're not going to need a missile bastion. You're not going to need any bastion. You have tunes. You're going to be playing it live. It's just like you being attacked live. Use your tunes. Start the weapons lab right before the event. It'll be finished at the end of the event. Boom.
I got another tip for the guys viewing. After the season ends, start upgrading it.
There you go. That's another reason. It's a great reason.
You don't need the missile defense active for the first 15 days of the new season because no one can hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still infantry, you're not the target. So.
Right. You're not really a target. If you don't go get your infamy, you're not really a target. The last season, the beginning of the season, that's what I did. That was a strategy that I did because I had bunkers upgrading. Yeah. And my bunkers are one level down from max. So I did that and I delivered. It was hard not to participate and not to jump around with everybody because I really wanted to focus on my base. I really needed to focus on it because I knew that I wasn't strong enough for PvP unless I was online. I wanted to get better as for offline. Even if I don't win, I want to cause your tunes when you come to hit me some damage. Even if I don't see it on my battle log, I still want to know that you didn't get it for free just using a herald, or you didn't get it for free just using some ravishers from a siege squadron and a herald. I wanted my base to at least do some harm. And that's the whole point of War Commander. So in Battle Pirates, guess what they have that we don't have? What's the one thing you always ask for that I swear to you will never come to the game? And they'll probably make a liar out of me eventually one day just to make fun of me. But what's the one thing that every player asks for that we've never had in game?
A second dozer.
Thank you very much. Guess what they have in Pirates?
They have a second dozer?
Nope.
Oh. I almost play at start the game, but
they have better. They have tokens.
Oh yeah, those.
Tokens. Now I don't want them to overuse. Yes, for 24 hours off of an upgrade. Yeah. For 12 hours off of an upgrade. For 6 hours off of an upgrade. You get down to 12 hours and you realize, crap. You know, I'm going to be going out and PvPing. I need to get that one bunker done. Crap, yeah. I'm down one bunker. Crap, I'm down a missile silo. You can use those. Mm-hmm. Now, you have to do special events in order to earn them. Are they rare? Frack, yeah, they're rare. Are they hard? Yes, they are. Are they worth getting? Absolutely. So I am hoping and would love to have Zach put up a poll to ask for. I don't want them to be called tokens, though. Good Lord Almighty, we have so many things. So maybe it'll come to logistics. We already have logistics for our faction tunes for repair. Sometimes free repair, sometimes reduced repair. I used the heck out of my first. I was using them because Anton used them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use mine like Anton did. And then I was like, ooh, I need to save some. I need to save some because a couple times, oh my God, I slaughtered my tunes. And I was like, oh, what the heck were you doing, Skip? So yeah, I used my logistics because I couldn't drive and walk and talk at the same time. So yeah, I hope that's something that comes to Holdout. Would you guys like to see it?
Yes, please.
Would you like to see? I mean, I don't need a whole building upgrade. I mean, but if it's a 5-day and you could knock 24 hours off, heck yeah.
12 hours or 6 hours is nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that free 5-minute thing, but you've got a token. So you could knock 6 hours off. You could knock 12 hours off. I don't know. I have to be honest with you, I only have one in Battle Pirates. So I'm not really sure if you have to knock it off in the beginning or if you can use it at the end. I'm not really sure how it works, to be honest with you. And if there's any players out there that play Battle Pirates and watch this later, please PM me if you know exactly how it works. The first person I'm going to ask is Liam99, who's in the UK, who runs the Forsaken Council. Yes, I will give him a shameless plug because he's a fantastically wonderful man. He's a friend. He is extremely knowledgeable about the game. He has Kickside team members on his show on a regular basis. He's absolutely outstanding. The Forsaken Council page is kick butt. It has every single podcast with Wrong Thinker. Yes, that's where he is. He wasn't fired. He wasn't let go. Wrong Thinker is on the Battle Pirate team because they need to turn that game around. He was part of the team that turned War Commander around. He is part of the team to turn Battle Pirates around. They have Kix Chris, who's a community manager, the interim community manager, by the way, because the former community manager moved to LA and was not able to fulfill his duties. You have to be able to be in a Kixeye office in order to be part of the Kix Eye team. So he moved. That was a family decision. So Kix Chris, you guys all know him from War Commander. He's a community manager there. So these guys are familiar with our game. They're implementing these things in Battle Pirates, but they know how our game works. They worked on our game. They created our game. They can do each other's jobs. It wouldn't be hard to take what they have in Battle Pirates and give it to War Commander. You know why? Because both games are migrating from Flash to HTML5. The newer things being brought into game are not Flash related. Do they affect the Flash in game? Of course they do. Does it take longer to code because they have to allow for the Flash content in game? Of course it does. But someday that won't matter. So if they're doing it in Battle Pirates, in this case, I don't see any reason why they can't bring it to War Commander. And if we ask for it, it's not going to be that hard. It's not something that they're going to pull out of the sky and say, oh, how are we going to do this? They're already doing it in a Flash-based game now. They already have it part of their special events now. It's already coded. It's already ready to go. Okay, so it's coded for a different game. It's the same thing. I don't think it's going to be that hard. So if we ask for it, maybe they will come. Oh, that's C-O-M-E, ladies and gentlemen, not the other one. Get your minds out of the gutter. Oh, my goodness gracious. I want to talk about the Elite Phantom bases very quickly. I just want to let people know that, you know, that base is 80 parts. For those of you who don't have your Phantom and you don't use it, I use mine. Do I use it all the time? No. Do I use it for cleanup? Yes, especially on PvP.
You forget something. The Elite Phantom is 40 parts and the Omega is 80.
I'm sorry, the Omega. I'm sorry, you're right. But that drop is 4 parts each every single time. Would you like to see some of the other bases, like how about the Omega Herald? Do you guys think?
The Warwick is dropping very low.
Yes. Again, the War Rig is another one. And there's a glitch with the Omega War Rig, and I mean, I'll admit it. Kix Eye's admitted it. I don't know. I know some people have sent tickets on it. I've seen at least 100. I was almost going to say 1,000. At least 100 videos. I do know what it does. I've seen it. Kix Eye's seen it. I don't know when it's going to be fixed. I don't have an ETA on that. I'm not even going to speculate. If you don't know what it does, basically, it occasionally ports to another location for no reason at all. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know when it's going to be fixed. If it was an easy fix, it would have been fixed by now, because sometimes it ports. I'm going to say this slowly. Sometimes it ports to an extreme advantage for the player, not an advantage for Kix Eye. So if anything, if it was easy to be fixed, I think it would have been fixed by now. That's all I'm going to say about that. In the history of the game of War Commander, when it's in our favor, what happens?
It's not a priority to fix.
No, in our favor. It's fixed pretty quickly. In Kix Eye's favor, not all the time. It's okay. I'm cool with that. If Kix Eye is, you know, maybe, I mean, all right, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that one. But I'm just saying, traditionally, as a player, when there's something out there that we're actually getting a benefit from because something went a little wonky in game, we're doing things for free. We're rubying things we shouldn't be able to ruby. The Master Loot is a perfect example where your player levels jumped up like exponentially.
Yeah. Or when the metal base was a CC only.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. By accident, they get the flip gets switched. Sorry about that, switch.
No, it's okay.
I was looking at you saying, get this right. The switch gets flipped. I think Switch likes it when I flip it. When those bases go out on the map and by accident they're CC only, and then somebody, you crazy MFer, stop telling Kix about it. God bless America and heck in a handbasket. Oh my goodness, for the love of God, Pete, Mary Joseph, and the God blessed donkey. Stop posting in Discord and with capital letters in forums. Oh my God, Kix Eye, did you know this base was CC only? Stop it. Especially those of you in Australia and the middle part of between UK and Australia. I don't want to say the wrong countries. Let's just say that general area, the UK. Stop it. Stop posting at 3 o'clock in the morning. My time. Stop it. Because that's when the bases spawn. Just stop it. Let us get some fun in before, after you got your medals all stuffed. Because that's what you do. I know it. You wait till you have a million medals.
You just pump it up. After it's over, then you tell it like, oh yeah, that's what
yeah, it's like you all go and get your million medals. As a matter of fact, I actually saw that on a page, and I wanted to share it, but I have not asked the permission to the people to share it because they said, oh yeah, I got my million medals. And then I told Kickside, I was like, don't do that. I thought it's funny, but don't do that. Really, let the other people have some fun. Because
even 2 days.
yeah, they spawn midnight Kickside time, which is 3 o'clock my time, which would be 8 o'clock. Because because we're getting ready to do the fall back, so we're not quite on the same time zone as the UK. So you guys are 4 hours ahead of me now. You guys did your fall back last weekend, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what time is it there?
In the UK, it's now 2:21 p.m.
So it's 10:21 a.m. So for right now, we're only 4 hours. Isn't that great? Wow. I wonder if I could fly to you faster. Not. Yeah. So it's only 4 hours difference. After this weekend, because we'll do the fallback, then it'll be 5 hours again. So those things spawn at midnight Kickside time. Do you know how many people stay up just because they know they're going to spawn at that time? And they want to see whether or not they're CC only? Just don't yell it to everybody. Give us everybody a chance to get to the bases. And then, I don't know, message them on. And then see what happens. I want to talk about also another idea that I had about an expert player room on Discord that would be similar to, and Data King, if you're still listening, and I know I'm running really long and I don't care. For those of you who are staying and I'm not looking at Discord, thank you so much for staying. I'm hoping everybody will watch this later as well. Again, this was impromptu. And I didn't think Tody was going to show up, but he is the inspiration for this show. And then I gathered a whole bunch of information and spent a little time on Discord an hour before the show and found a whole bunch of information that I didn't even know Storm Chaser had shared. So the majority of this information that I have shared about some of these other things and the possibility of an extremely pleasurable nightmare. My nightmares are horrific, but this one, I'm going to enjoy it very, very much. And I'm going to stop on my box. Okay, so I got all this information directly from Discord. There was some information about the survey where they wanted we talked about it on one of the other shows. They wanted a test server. I know that there is a little bit of limited information about the test server. I know some of it's been shared on Discord, and I prefer not to speculate or share that information at this time because I didn't ask permission. I didn't ask permission to share about the Nightmare event, but it's out there for everybody to read. I am wondering if you guys would be interested in an expert player room, similar to the focus group, if you guys have ever been in the focus group, an expert player room on Discord, limited to approximately 25 players. And it would be similar to the covert ops and trusted testers. Now, will they share? Am I asking for them to share information about the bases in that room? Absolutely not. Will they do it? Could. Depends on how trustworthy the people are that are in there. Depends on whether or not you can hold your passion and be passionate constructively. I imagine people who aren't invited will be highly upset. Think of the entire community. So basically 25 players, Kickside employees, and the moderators would have access. If you don't like the moderators, if you don't think we should be players, if you think we have like this some kind of bias or something towards certain members of the community, not true. Sorry. Not true. I disagree. And for those of you who are asking for moderators to not be players in the game, that they should be neutral, they shouldn't play the game, that moderators just enforce the rules, and that's all they're for. They're not for anything else. Has anybody here on this panel ever been helped? Not me. Have any of you ever been helped in an event or with something in game? Guys on the panel, has any moderator ever helped you one time?
A moderator?
Yes, one time. Has any moderator helped you with anything on game?
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. YouTube, how about you guys? I know there's not a whole lot of people, but how about you guys? Moderators ever helped you just one time? Doesn't have to be me, just one time. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. I have to use, shoot, Ghost Rider. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So there, we got the guys. And thank you, Suzanne, because you said she had to go. And then she said yes. Thank you for that. Okay, so overwhelmingly, yeah, and he says never asked, never needed to. Thank you, Brian. That's great. But we're here all the time. And advice, yes, as moderators, even on the live shows. And we don't just do this show. We've done other shows. I've done BV. I've done, believe it or not, yes, I'm going to go ahead and plug his show. I've done the Situation Room. Not recently. Nope. But I've done it. I've done BV. I've done Unshackled. I've done City Show. I've been on people's live Twitch streams. I've done it. And I have offered information and I have offered advice. And I have actually asked people to PM me their information. And if you don't actually get the help from me and you get it from CS, I make sure that whatever information you give me gets to the right person. Or if it's not me, it's David, aka Dark Shadows. And if it's not him and I, it's Dava or Axel and Cybertoad. And Troy has been away because his mom passed away. And he's just now coming back to the game. So we have other moderators. If you don't care for me as a person, that's okay. I'm totally cool with that. You don't have to like me. Go grab another moderator. They have access to the same information and the same people that I do. They will offer you the same kind of assistance that you're looking for. They will get you to a CS person. I have a player right now who's worried about the use it or lose it. Has the use it or lose it ended? Wasn't that like, it was like 5 hours ago when or was it 5 hours ago?
We got 2.5 hours left on it.
All right, we have 2.5 hours left. Okay, so I have a player in forums, and he said that he sent in a ticket about his boost. He reactivated because you know the 10% boost only lasts for 4 days. If you activate it on the first day, it's only 4 days, okay? It was just his 10% boost. We're not going to talk about the other boosts. 10% boost, 10% XP boost, okay? So on the 5th day, he reactivated it. He didn't notice it at first, but it said that the boost was running. And he kept thinking, this doesn't look right. These numbers don't look right. Yeah, you know why? Because the numbers ended with 666. He wasn't getting XP numbers. He was getting XP numbers that ended with 666. He should have been getting a 10% boost, so they should not have ended with 666. And it said that his 10% boost was running. And he has video of it running, and he has video of when he activated it, and he has video of when it ended. This man is super CYA. I was going to use the other word, and I won't. I was going to use the A word, but I'm not going to use it. He is super backdoor man. There we go. That's what I'll say about that. He is super backdoor man about videoing stuff. He sent in a ticket and it went to an expert panel member. That's okay. That's great. But guess what? The expert panel member couldn't answer his ticket, and he said, I'm going to forward it to CS. I am investigating, number one, why it's taking so long for an answer to come from CS. Okay, because this happened. He noticed it on Monday. He sent an expert went to an expert panel, and they rerouted it to CS. He hasn't gotten an answer, and the use it or lose it is about to happen. Yeah. And so I sent that information off to the team with his ticket number. So am I going to help him? I don't know. It's not my place to help him. It's up to the team to help him. It's up to CS to help him. And yes, I moved it up. His ticket's already in the system. I'm not doing him any special favors. I'm just helping out a player that needs assistance, because when the use it or lose it happens, it happens. And he calculated based on the 10%, and yes, the 10% was still running. At the end, he has a video of that too. He estimated how much he should have had. And I looked at the videos, and I can see with his event wins, he was not getting 10% boost. Did that happen to everyone? I don't think so, because we would have had rioting in the forums and on Discord. I think something happened in his account, which would probably require an engineer or someone higher up in customer service to look and see, hey, what happened here? But he's got the videos. Will they assist him? Probably. Will I hear back from him? Probably not. That's just definitely something that you guys might want to pay attention to is your boosts. You definitely want. I'm sorry, Ghost Rider. I just read what you said. My curtains are usually closed. So mind the curtains when you come to my back door. Thank you. That's all I have to say about that. Pay attention to your boosts, especially on Monday. If you start them on the first day of the event, the 10% boost, guys, it only costs $1. Okay, the smallest package you can buy in War Commander, and we're very fortunate, is $4.99. Some of the other games in game to buy gold, it's more. Okay, or there's a $4.99 package, and then it jumps up to a $20 package. There aren't any.
You don't have to buy the package. You can go to the boost and pay it $1.
Yes, you can just do it and go to the boost and pay $1 gold. You can also do that too. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that, Rob. You're exactly correct.
So
you can do that as well. It's $1 for 10% more XP. Okay, I have not confirmed this, and I don't know, again, because I wasn't able to participate in the last event. Now, I don't believe we had the 50% for 4 days back then, but I know we had the 10% for 4 days because I've used it for a very long time. Does anybody know, either on YouTube or on this panel, do they disable the buffs, the boosts for the Nightmare event? I have not been able to confirm that, and I forgot to ask, and this was an impromptu show. And again, it's 7:30 in the morning kickside time, and I don't really see any lights on. Let me double check. Oh, okay, I see 2 pause lights on. I know one person is definitely in the office, but he probably won't know the answer to that question. Okay, so Ghost Rider says she's not sure. Animal, do you remember?
This is some kind of event, isn't it?
Yeah, because of the Nightmare, the double XP, there's a good chance there's no boost.
Yeah, I think it might have been disabled, but I cannot remember. Yeah, same thing. Doomsday says that you don't think they would give us the boost, or you don't think. I hear squeaking at the back door. Well, my back door's squeaky clean. That's all I got to say about that.
I mean, I don't know it for sure, but as it's an event, I'm pretty sure it still will be possible to boost it.
Doomsday says they would miss out on gold. You're right. It's 600 gold. It's $60 for the 50% for 4 days. It's $60. Yep. I spent it. So did Jim. So again, you know, when you choose to do that once or twice a year, don't hate. It's just something that we prefer to do. I'm not the only one. I'm not going to name names, but I'm not the only one. I did it. I save up my money because I know that the Rocktober event is definitely something that, and I missed before. I was stoned one other time than I did it on drugs. And same thing with the Nightmare event. I was loving the double XP, but I can't even remember what the heck I won because I missed the last Nightmare event. Because again, for the whole entire month of October, you might as well say that Jim and I just weren't even home, and into November. And it's 5.5 hour ride one way to go visit my family because they live 5.5 hours south of me. So, and southeast, straight due south and then southeast. So in order to, when we do go south, we try to visit everyone. So we kind of go due south down I-81, and then we cross over to the East Coast, which is another 2 hours, and then we come back the long way, which is about, then makes the return home about 7 hours. But yeah, we missed a lot of that. So, and I don't remember the year prior. That's totally fine, Ghost Rider. That's too much. I think we only had this 50%. Yeah, for the last 2 events. I agree, Animal. I think so. I don't think it was, but I think the 10% was available the last Nightmare. I'm pretty for sure the 10%. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The 10% for 4 days, hasn't that been at least a year in game?
Yes, I can confirm that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because I'd have to go back to my pictures. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't prepare ahead of time, but I always like that gentleman who protects his back door. I have pictures of when I turn my boosts on, because in case they have to take the event down. How many of you guys remember? It hasn't happened very recently. Oh my God, knock on wood. Holy mother of Pete. Let's not jinx us. Shh, for this Saturday. But how many of you guys remember when events would happen, regular events, even special events would happen, evasions would happen, onslaughts would happen, and then you would have to take it down and bring it back up again. So that's one of the reasons why my alliance is not going to activate their boosts until they actually run the event, or possibly run the event on Saturday. Watch for their update notes. Game goes down today. Don't know what time. Read the update notes. If you see an event on Saturday, thank me. Thank all of us. If you don't see an event, oh well. That's the name of my alliance. Oh well.
Yeah, and blow your base up.
Yeah, they go PvP. Go smash some people and have some fun. Because what I understand from Store Chaser is, would you settle for a warpath by the end of the year? That tells me it's probably going to be in December. Is it for sure going to be in December? Heck no, I don't know. But he said, would you settle for warpath sometime in November? In December, or by the end of the year. I'm thinking December, because a regular monthly event is over a major holiday in the United States. So I think that's going to be that. And if we have the Nightmare event, and then we have all the other things going. Hell, they might even throw a holdout in the middle of all this. If they do, I would be excited, because I loved holdout.
Yeah, it's in the calendar already announced.
Yep, it is. The holdout is
17th or something.
Oh my goodness gracious. See, what I need to do is scan the calendar when Bernie updates it, because sometimes I get to see the calendar ahead of time, and then they add things, they take things away, and they add things, they take things away. And that's, guess what? I get my hand slapped when I share stuff I'm not supposed to.
I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I remember it's this month.
Doomsday said you can buy a Facebook voucher and PM people the code. That's one way. Yep, that's exactly. Except for people that play on KXL only. But the alternative to that is if they have a PayPal account, and you have a PayPal account and you can spare. PayPal is going to charge you a percentage on your end. And I'm not sure if they charge the receiver a percentage, but I don't think so. If you can PayPal your alliance mates or your friends or whatever, if you can PayPal them $5, okay, make it $6. I'm just saying, if you have that money, if you're a high-level player and you're a high-level coiner, I know there's high-level players out there that never coin. But if you're a high-level player and you're a high-level coiner and they only play on KXL, I have a guy in my alliance. That's all he plays on KXL. He's not even on Facebook. I can't tell you how many times I got to do the pictures and I have to put him in Imgur and give him links to that, because he can't go and look at it. He can look at everything on forums, but he can't go to a Facebook page. He wants to be part of other things, but he can't go to Facebook pages. I won't explain why, but he can't. He doesn't, and he won't. So everything has to be through KXL. He checks things out on forums, but as far as the videos go, he's like sort of, SOL, and he has to look them up himself. Some of the images go. I just copy them all in Imgur, and I send them to him. I send him the important videos that I see on the pages. He has everything that he needs. So for people who only play on KXL, have them get a PayPal account. You get a PayPal account. Send them $6, because there's going to be like a percentage service fee. I can't remember what it is right now. I know when I've sent other people in game, and I won't name those people names, but when they were hurting and they needed something, not game related, when they were hurting and they needed something, and Jim and I just happened to be fortunate enough to, oh my God, we got a refund for something and we didn't know. We have a little bit of extra in the bank. Yeah, I use PayPal. I send it to them. It's practically free. So do that. Give it to them. Okay, yep. Ghost Rider, I agree with you. I would like to have a warpath, and I'm really disappointed it doesn't look like there's one planned for the end of PvP season. Base editing. Okay, I'd like to talk about that one as well. The base editor, and this is a perfect time to talk about it, because I said, change your base back to base defense for an event for Saturday. If you tore it apart for PvPing, put it back.
No.
Just put it back, just in case. All the other games in KXL have a base planner. We have some tweaks to the base planner. If you didn't know, I wasn't set up for this, but maybe I can have David do it on the show later, the planned show for tonight. You can pick up and move all your mines at the same time. You can pick up groups of buildings and you can move them all at the same time.
No, that is disabled at this point. The spacebar command is disabled.
It did.
Yeah, because there was some bugs with it. He could do things that was not allowed, so that's why it's pulled off.
Oh, it got pulled off and I didn't know. Oh my goodness. Well, I haven't redesigned my base. Okay, good question, Spitfire, and I'm going to make a note right now. Got it. I'm going to ask, and then I will have, if we get an answer, I will have, make sure that David, there we go, got it, that David covers it in tonight's event. If we can get an answer from Storm Chaser, I will definitely get that information because we need to know. And if we don't have, oh yeah, I got sticky notes everywhere. Thank goodness I got the girls, okay, because they're everywhere. They are everywhere. It's like an extra, shelf. I got my keyboard, I got my lap, and then I got the girls. It's like an extra shelf. I'm like the Michelin Man, only with a female one. That's what I literally look like when I sit down. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, one of these days I'm going to put this rubbery body and face on camera so you guys will stop wondering what I look like. Because I'm out there on camera. You guys got to go back and look at some of the shows. I've done a lot of shows with my camera on. I just didn't feel like doing it this morning because I've got morning head, bed head. In the other games, we can store 2 bases. Most of the players store an event base because there are so many special events where Pixie attacks you. So most of the players now, when it first came out, that's not what they did. They had one for PvP and one for when they were just farming. So especially when they went to war. Now in Battle Pirates, you use the towers and you can go all 499 sectors. I mean, it's really easy and it's not that big of a deal and you don't have to pay any extra. You take your fleet to a tower, and I mean, that's how it always was. Now there are a lot of things going on in game, and yeah, people are complaining about the chores, and it would be great if they could lighten the load of the chores in BP, like they have somewhat for some of us, or increase medals and get rid of some of the other things that are on the map. It would be great, but I would really love to be able to have a PvP and a PvE base save. I would like to have 2 base designs. I think that would be awesome. I do not want anybody to have the ability to switch that base design when you come to my base with 5 tunes and you're going to attack me. Would you, and you scout me, do you want me to be able to change my base right after you scout me?
Yes.
You want me to be able to do that?
Yep, I would like it. And also that you can save 2 designs and each design a different faction on them would be awesome.
That would be interesting. I don't want the ability for me to be able to change my base after you scout me. They did that in Battle Pirates, and oh my God, it killed PvP. We had a base save, and you could come to my base, and if I was online and I saw your fleet, I could flip over to another base design just as you, or if you were prepping me in Battle Pirates, your land, you have to get land tiles and put your buildings and stuff on land. If you were prepping out the edges and then coming in with your heavy fleet, I could change my base design as soon as you pulled out. I could change it to another design. And that's not cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I know you think it's cool. I don't think that's cool. So I hope that if they're listening later on when they listen to the show, I want the base save feature, but I want one for PvE, for defense, because it is a pain in the butt to tear my base apart.
War Commander is not Battle Pirates, and War Commander is different. They're going to hit you anyway. What design you have, you're still going to get hit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't really think about it. You're right. That's true.
If someone's coming for your base, no matter what design you will put in, they will hit you. So.
Yeah, Spitfire, he says, it doesn't know if we've covered it earlier, but new hero tokens must be due soon. I am hoping on the Nightmare that they will do something like that. I don't know for sure. I haven't got any inside information on that. Like, I wanted to ask that information, but I was gleaning through so much stuff through, there were things that were posted in the event discussion that didn't have anything to do with the event discussion exactly. Storm Chaser said things in the event discussion channel that were, it would be really great if you, for some of these older heroes, that you would give us the ability to get more than 1 token. And I completely agreed, our training token. I completely agree with him because there isn't a warpath and we can't get our blue goop for Bloodthor. I totally agree with him. But the conversation happened in the event discussion. So you may think, I'm not going to check that channel. Go up to the top of Discord every day if you're in Discord. Every couple days, go into the search box, type in KIX_, find Storm Chaser, click on it, and do a search for everything that he said, and you'll see every single room that he's spoken, except for the private rooms that you can't see. You'll see everything he said. You can click jump and go to the context of if you see him say, yes, we plan to do that in the future. I'm sorry it's taking so long. You can click the word jump and find out what is he talking about. If you already know about it, boom, you just go down to the next one. You can search everything he said. Go to another person you want to check often, because he almost never turns his light on in Discord. Do kicks _ and just type FR for Friendly Fixer. Friendly Fixer has talked for the past 3 weeks in Discord very, very much. But a lot of people don't know where he talked. He talked in bug reports. He talked in difficulty. He talked in strategy. He talked in suggestions. He's in there all over the Discord. But if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't see it. Do the search. Again, capital K, capital I, capital X, and then the _. And then because there's so many of the team members, yes, this is an Epic Game team. Start with the first letter of their name, F, Friendly Fixer, S, Storm Chaser, CM, Bernie. It's not Kick CM Bernie, it's just CM Bernie. Look and see what they've said. Look at the context of the conversation, and then click jump. Read what it says. Very, very easy. Great information. Share it with your teams. Take a screenshot. Throw it up on your pages. Save you and your team a lot of time and money. Hello, Doc Shadows.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mr.
Good morning, good evening.
What
Hola.
are you doing? This is our attempt at butchering.
This is your attempt at butchering?
This is our attempt at butchering a European accent. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, darling.
Hello, hello. Sorry for the train, darling. But
Yeah, that train man has a happy, happy whistle. You know, he likes to yank it a lot.
yes, he does.
Me thinks
However, I'm not at work today. I'm actually here.
he thinks it's his wanker, and he wants you to know that he's like yanking on it really hard.
Yeah. Well, I'm not at work today, but I am here for a doctor's appointment for my daughter. So
Oh, awesome.
anyway, while she's up there getting her eyes dilated, I'm down here chatting with all of you, which is live, by the way.
Well, she's a darling, by the way.
Yeah.
And let's see. Spitfire says, Skip, what's your take on the event XP leaderboard? Does it need to be loomed at, or do we take it as legit? Okay, well, I'd like to answer that question in, yes, mind my curtains, Ghost Rider. Hello. You can come to my back door, but please mind the curtains. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I honestly right now, with the tweaks that they have made to the leaderboard, I would take it as is. You can actually now see where you are on the leaderboard. However, they have cut it down to where you're not seeing everybody.
Yep.
So
I think it's better. Do I think Kixeye uses the leaderboard as a tool for themselves? Personally, do I know this for a fact? Absolutely not. Has it ever been discussed? Absolutely not. I'm not even, this isn't a conspiracy theory. Personally, if I had completely torn down the other one and recreated a brand new one, they didn't fix the leaderboard. They completely did a brand new leaderboard. This was months and months and months ago. And they continued to tweak it. If I had that kind of tool at my disposal, hell yeah, I'd use it for other purposes. Wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you were a company, wouldn't you? Is it my problem? Nope. Is it my responsibility? Absolutely not. Does Kixeye use it as a tool? Probably. Probably. I don't know for sure. I promise you. Never heard any inside information. It's never been speculated. We've never discussed it. I won't discuss it. It's one of those things that we just don't talk about. It's one of those reasons. It's one of those things that's on forums as the rules of forums. There are certain things we just don't talk about. Not because it's against the rules. Not because we're moderators and we're being bitches or dicks. It's not because we're being overbearing. It's not because we're being biased or judgmental. It's because when you talk about those things, it explodes in the wrong direction. Number one, if you know about it, you're sharing it with a bunch of other people, and those people like to dangle in the dark side, okay? Number two, if you do it, it just causes more problems for everyone else. Number three, it inhibits the team's ability to deal with what they need to deal with when they need to deal with it. It's not biased. It's not personal. We're not power hungry, because it's part of the rules and they've been there forever, and you agree to them when you log into Discord and when you log on to forums, and also when you log into game. Every single time you agree to the rules of the community. It's not called rules of forums anymore, because it covers the Peakside official Facebook page. It covers all chats, both in global and on KXL. It covers all chats and private chats on Discord. It covers the entire Discord server, which Kickside does not own, by the way. We've had this discussion about community rules. It covers everything on KXL, which is KXL stands for Kickside.com. It's our own shorthand for what forums is. KXL.com. It also covers the chats that you send to the moderators, to other people. If you think it's private, it's not. If you violate the terms of service or the rules of community and you do it in a PM, I don't care where you do it, you're going to get in trouble. I don't care which moderator does it, it's going to happen. That's why we have the tools. And we don't. We are not biased. We are not overbearing. When I say that I help people and I don't see tags, colors, names, genders, sexual orientation, kinky toy preferences, countries, time zones, your allied list, your non-allied list, I don't see any of those things when I'm helping you. Do you think I see those things when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing? Hell no. I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you as a player, but I'm going to report you. It's going to happen.
The only thing I differentiate is color of hair.
Oh, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Is that because you don't have very much?
Exactly. If you got a full head of hair and it's bright orange, I'm sorry.
I know. But did the curtains match the drapes? I'm just saying.
No, no drapes. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, my beetroot there, and it needs some wood. Anybody feel like hitting me up on that one? Anyway, let's move on. I figured
I had to throw the funny in there.
Yeah, that's a good funny. Actually, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I don't see any of that kind of stuff, pro or con. If you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, I promise you, I've reported you. I've cried about it. I've possibly distanced myself from you for it. Maybe even unfriended you or clicked on Facebook. I clicked you as, because yes, you can tweak your settings, clicked you to acquaintance instead of friends. So I see things in your newsfeed and you see things on mine. But I don't discuss that with anyone else. But if I see you doing it, especially if I can video it, if I see you doing it, I'm going to video it. And if I'm in a hangout, I see you do it, I'm going to video it. And I'm going to send it off. I'm going to report you as a player, not as a moderator, but I am going to send it off. If something happens to you, I'm sorry. Don't go to the dark side. Don't manipulate. Don't use unfair game advantages. And if you discover a glitch in game, and then you go and you use that glitch against other players, and those players come to me, or David, or Java, or Cybertoad, or Axel. I'm just naming us because we seem to be more active than some of the others. You go there, you go to the team members. If we get the same, let's just say 50, although we got more. If we get the same 50 videos, not the same video, if we get 50 of the same glitch and the same 4 or 5 people are using it, that's manipulation, folks. I'm sorry. That's manipulation. That's not random. If I can only replicate it once or twice out of 100 hits, and maybe some of the other mods try to do it too, and they couldn't get to replicate it all because, okay, we just didn't have time to figure out how you guys were manipulating it. If it's a glitch in game and you find out a way to manipulate it, and then we get 50 videos of the same 4 or 5 guys using it, and gals, we get videos, you're manipulating the game. That's unfair game advantage. So stop saying you're not guilty because somebody says, oh, well, that's a glitch. Stop saying that. That's why we don't talk about it. If you did it, you're guilty.
And another thing, Skip, on a side note, for those of you that do report these people, and when they ask for a screenshot or a video, if you have it, provide it.
Yes.
Don't give them a hard time.
Please don't give them
screenshots and videos help out tremendously, more than you guys out there to think.
Especially video. Should you have to video it? Absolutely not. Should we have to take the time to do it? Nope. Because it was a glitch, and that's on Kixeye's end. And I 100% wholeheartedly agree that they need to fix them, and they need to get those glitches sewn up, because it leads to an unfair game advantage. But you know what, guys, gals, do you always get everything 100% correct in your job?
Nope.
Are you human?
Yep.
No.
Are we bound to make mistakes? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, David, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, and I haven't had a chance to apologize to you, but I will again two nights in a row. But I will apologize to you. David, for instance, took the announcement of the calendar, and Bernie has a calendar. CM Bernie has a calendar section in addition to that for the people who cannot view forums because they're banned. Sorry.
Or don't get on them.
Or they're blocked. Yes, because in some countries KXL is blocked. So, or because their firewall blocks it, or because their workplace blocks it. Where Jim works, they block KXL and they block global chats. Go figure. He can play the game, but he can't use global chats, and he can't use his KXL account. It's just some companies, it's because of bandwidth, to be honest with you, which is weird because they let him play, but they don't let him chat, and they don't let him use KXL. Whatever. He's even tried to go in and change the settings himself, and it doesn't, it doesn't allow him. It's part of his, his IT guys' main network firewall. It's okay. I'm okay with that, because Lord help me, they've been attempted to be hacked and almost ransomware once. That's part of it. But then he makes a calendar section, and also for people who speak different languages. We made it really far, 3 languages on KXL. KXL, again, I'll say it again, it's gone by the way of the dodo. If you don't have Discord, you need to get it. If you can't get the standalone, which is awesome, try to get the standalone. If you have to get the browser-based version, it's okay, but it will lag your game. If you're already a laggy person and you have a wicked bad connection, get the standalone version. There is a difference. It also allows you to have other features when you need to edit something or change something. You can just right-click on it. It allows you to drag and drop pictures faster than the browser-based version. There is no lag. And you can real-time edit yourself very quickly with just one right-click. And then you edit, and then boom, it's done. With the browser-based version, you have to go all the way over to the right-hand side, click the little dots, and hit edit or hit delete, whatever. You don't have to do that in the standalone version. So if you're new to Discord and you have no idea what I'm talking about, but you like Discord, you don't like that you have to close it while you're playing the game, it's probably because you're using the browser-based version, and it will lag you. Let me get you a link for the standalone version. Grab any of the other mods and get the standalone version instead of browser-based. David, I'm not sure which version you use, but I know Daba uses the standalone. I use the standalone. Cybertoad uses both. You use both. Okay. The only thing about the standalone version that I've seen that drives me crazy is occasionally when Discord has a major update, my standalone won't load. So I have to uninstall it and reinstall it. That's the only thing. Once in a blue moon, when I do that, like this last time, must have been a really big major one because of the big community rules and the community standards that they implemented, and then they're doing the EU Union compliance of the November the 19th. That's the second phase of the compliance for the European Union. Yeah, I lost anybody that I've been talking to Discord since the beginning of the War Commander Discord, not regular Discord like my own channel and privately in other Discord channels, but the War Commander one. I lost probably about, I don't know, 3 weeks worth of conversations. That's kind of frustrating because I like to be able to have, because sometimes I don't talk to people except for once or twice a month. Or sometimes I need to grab them and say, hey, didn't you tell me or send me a video, or did I see you post somewhere about somebody using this manipulation? Do you have the battle log or a video of that? I can't find it. And I was really frustrating because I went to one of those players yesterday. I got asked about a certain thing that they saw in game, and all they had was screenshots, and they wanted to know if I had seen a video of it. And I knew that I had, but it was on a page and I couldn't remember which one. But I remember the player who posted it, and I went to Discord to PM him. I still PM'd him, but all of our chat history was gone. So either he has a new account, which I doubt, because it's the same avatar and I believe it's the same number, or because I updated my Discord, it's gone. I could probably go to the browser version and recall that, but it doesn't matter. Say Gen tokens for 69 gold. Okay, I also saw Spitfire talk about the tech scrapping versus techs given be looking into in the future. It's a little heavy on what you were awarded as to what you get for your hard work. I do agree with that, Spitfire. To be honest with you, I'm going to add that to my list. And if we get any answers when David does the show, I think there's been some slight talk about the tech system, but I don't think there's been details. David, am I wrong?
No details yet.
Okay. I know they've talked about it. I know they've acknowledged it because I've seen the conversations. And it's not that
I've got to go.
Okay.
I just thought I'd come on and say hello to everybody.
Thank you, dearest. And again, the show tonight is
7:30 Eastern.
7:30 Eastern. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All righty. Y'all have a good day, good morning, good evening.
You too.
Good night.
Kiss the little one for me. Give her lots of hugs and kisses for me.
Will do.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, so I got it written down. I will do that. The token exchange be looked at or not. They did, let's see, let me try this again. I'm going to paraphrase what everybody has been saying, Spitfire. Yes, there have been people who've been asked for it to be reviewed. And I do agree with you. And I did buy packages, and I did notice on the last package that I bought, it actually says buy the tokens you need or scrap them for the things that you do need. Or that's new. I've never either I've never seen that on a package before. I don't remember that being on packages like a couple months ago. So I don't really kind of agree with that I have to buy a package for 69 gold or 79 gold or 99 gold because there's only one thing in there that I want and everything else in there I scrap because I kind of feel like that devalues my gold. I don't know. Am I wrong? How do you guys feel?
I never buy those packages because I don't do the tokens for gold.
Okay. All right. I can't remember which one it was, but it had like 7 different units. It had tokens in there. And the little stinker, I know it was Kicks Gravity Blast, you stinker. If you're listening to the show later or Storm Chaser or anybody else at Kickside, when you do listen to the show, because I know you will, you little stinker, you put 2 of them in there that I had to have. And the rest of them, yeah, there was a whole bunch of them I got tokens for. I think you got 7. I don't remember. I think it was 7. I believe it was 7 tokens for 99 gold. I think it was 7 because it was 99 gold. And you could buy it up to, I think, 4 times or 8 times. It was an insane amount of times. And I looked at it, I'm like, you stinker. There's 2 of them in there that I want, but the rest of them don't want them. And I'm thinking to myself, I'll just scrap them. But yeah, it devalues it.
Yeah, but why would you buy those if you can craft them yourself with text?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, I got a bunch of disruptor ones. I don't use disruptors. Don't shoot me for not using them. I really don't use my disruptors. I don't use my seekers. Will I ever use them? I have them, but I probably won't. Not anytime soon. If somebody tells me that they're end all be all game changer, yeah, I'll pull them out of my armory. And they are all teched out and tricked out and everything, but they're not, they're not super maxed and they're just sitting in my armory.
They are for the midway players. They are for the players that are midway.
Yes, exactly. So when me buying the package, 7 tokens, oh heck yeah, I scrapped them. Same thing with the disruptors. Yep, I scrapped those too. I'm trying to remember the other units I scrapped on. Oh, it was unbelievable. Oh, all the units that I have that are because I get the tokens, in an event or through a base. My technicals, they're maxed. My phalanxes, they're maxed. I mean, the stuff that I had that's maxed, I scrapped those. The air that I don't use anymore, I scrapped those. I kept my bone saws tokens. I use that. I kept my envoy tokens. I use them. They're not maxed yet. I kept my furies are maxed. So yeah, now if I get a fury token or something, if I'm doing a base or if I get it during an event, they decide to throw that stuff in there. Yeah, I'll scrap my fury tokens because they're maxed. Will they give more levels to the Furies down the road? Probably. And then will I be sorry that I scrapped those tokens? Nah. Nope, because I want to scrap them to use them for the things that aren't maxed. So then I'll just grind to go get what I need to get it higher. I think it needs to be looked at, Spitfire. He said the Gen 1 bases, etc., Corpus, Survivor, etc., are just as hard as rolling Nyx. What's the point? Exactly. I'll tell you why, because I went to help a guy who said he needed help with a resi base in my sector. He's new and just jumped there. He's a level 20. Oh, God. I don't want to say his name. I think he was level 21. I think now he's level 23. Everybody's been helping him so much. There was a 35 and a bunch of other bases around him, and he was hitting the alkalite base. And I thought I could go in there with air. Oh yeah, I can ruby this and prep it for you. I got blown out of the sky. My poor blackout literally looked like it took a 1-2 punch. And I mean, it was bad. I was like, oh my God, what base is this? I didn't pay attention. It wasn't the 35. I can tell you that much. Yeah, and that's not easy for a low to mid-level player. It's not easy for a returning to the game player. So I agree, Doomsday. Skip, why not extend the shop and the gear? That's a good question. At one time, and I can't remember which team member it was, and this is prior to this full complement of team. Oh God, you guys are giving me great questions. Holy mother of Pete. Gear store. Okay, so each one of the things that you see in game is a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet that we had for the Rocktober event was one of the biggest event stores we've ever had in the history of the game. It was a huge spreadsheet. It's a lot to put together. It's a lot to maintain. And that spreadsheet overlays for you to use in your base. So I'm not saying that the spreadsheet, it has a finite amount, but it's very interesting what they have to do as a coder. I've done spreadsheets that are like huge. That people can click off things within the spreadsheet. So doing those kind of spreadsheets and anything, not to mention game code, which is insanely crazy to me. I'm too old to learn something like that. I can ask about the gear store. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been Wrong Thinker, or it could have been all the way back to CM Chris, not Kix Chris. Do you guys remember? His name was Christian. He's been on the shows before. He was the blonde hair guy on the shows who at one time came on a show and said by this summer there would be no more cheating in War Commander. He wasn't fired for saying that, by the way, but he wasn't allowed on shows anymore afterwards. Do you guys remember Christian?
Nope.
He was on a show and said that. Anyway, I believe it might have been him because he was the lead dev at the time. He worked side by side with the engineers that told me that the gear store spreadsheet was a finite amount of space. In other words, it was a fixed space that they could only put so many things in it. I don't know if that's because of the images, because there's thumbnails associated with each thing in there. And then then there's a purchase part of the spreadsheet, and then that purchase part attaches to your base spreadsheet, which takes your metals out of your base. I don't know exactly, but I believe there's a certain sum on that spreadsheet, and it ends, unlike the event store, which is open. So I can double check with that, and I will check and see if we can open it. Like, you can only hold 1 million metals. Do you remember? I think at one time it was only 600K or 500K metals, and then they upped it to 1 million K. We all knew what was going to happen when they upped it to 1 million K. The price of everything went up. The Blood Thor, in case anybody wanted to know, is 1,000. So the sum of your Blood Thor is the max you can hold is 1,000. Wow! If you have 1,000 Blood Thor, can you please tell me how you got it and how you got all your stuff maxed? And I'm ready for a black market exchange. Thank you very much. I didn't say cheating. Other games have black market exchanges. I know that they do because I've played them. I don't like them, but I've played them. I think, what's that one? Call of Duty has a black market exchange where if you have something and you want to give it to another player, that they can take it from you or fight for it or buy it from you. I don't know. Stuff that you have that other people want that you don't need anymore. I'm not really sure. You guys will have to help me out on that. I'm not really sure. The other things I wanted to talk up is one more I just want to check out. We talked about the 1 to 3s. We talked about the upgrade times to buildings. We talked about resource bases. We talked about the zombie bases. We talked about memorials. I just wanted to make sure we got everything. Again, for those of you just joining us, possibility of the Darkstorm bases being in December. So just remember that they're probably going to be in December. Don't freak out about the November event. It is November 22nd. Again, I reiterate that that is Thanksgiving holiday for the United States. But Kixeye is a North American continent company except for Vega. The Vega team is in Australia. I'm going to talk to Storm Chaser because there's an extreme amount of people who like the War Rig, even though it's a random of 4, 3, 2, or 1 parts. A lot of them are getting stuck in the endless loop of 1, 1, 1. This is not planned that you get 4, then you get 3, then you get 2, then you get 1, and then it's 1, 1, 1 after that. It's supposed to be a random drop of 4, 3, 2, 1 every single time you hit it. So if you hit it the first time, you could get 4, and if you hit it the 11th time, you could get 4. So again, there's a difference between, you know, random and fixed. It's supposed to be random. If you're stuck in a 1, 1, 1 cycle, let me share with you something that worked for me. Should we have to do this? No, but not only did it work for me, but it worked for Jim. Okay, so there's not a lot of things that we don't have all of our parts for, unless, I mean, for the older things, unless it's something new on the map. Okay, so what worked for us is we shut our game down. We ran full cleaners. Yes, I know for some of you that's a pain in the ass. We did the click and clean full cleaners. And we use IOBIT, Advanced System Care. We ran full cleaners, the full cleaner, mind you, not just privacy and junk. We ran a full cleaner. We went upstairs. We went over, unplugged the router, went upstairs because that's where our router is. Upstairs, I'm sorry, the modem. Upstairs, unplugged the modem. Yes, we're both hardwired because we're very close to the staircase in our house. And we unplugged it and we let them sit. We let them desync. We came back downstairs, turned on the router, went back upstairs, turned on the modem, came back into game, squeaky clean. Of course, it takes you a little bit longer because you got to, you know, enter all the passwords and everything, so on and so forth to get in. Boom. Guess what happened? We started getting more random drops. So when we got stuck in the 1, 1, 1, it worked. When I was prepping for him, here's another thing that we noticed. We tested this. I don't know if Daba has. I don't know if the rest of you have, but give it a try. When I prepped for Jim, he never got 1 part. And all I had to do was hit 1 building. Yes, I had to attack it, not just hit attack and then end. I had to kill something, like I had to destroy it. We even tried just hitting 1 unit or 1 wall piece, or like partially hitting something and coming out. That didn't work. Every single time I prepped for him, he didn't get 1 part. So just something to think about. Until Kixeye gets a little bit of a better handle on this, Storm Chaser has heard everybody. I see him talking about it. Does it need to be fixed? Yes. Should it be fixed for the older units and the Omega units? Would you like to see the Omega Herald bases drop more than just, you know, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1? I would. I mean, I think it would. What about the blackout bases? How do you guys feel about the blackout bases? Do you think it should be a better part drop rate? The war rig bases, what do you think?
I think it should be a minimum of 3 parts per base.
Okay, I like that one. And didn't you mention that in Discord? Somebody did.
We just discussed that multiple times, but yeah.
Okay, minimum of 3 parts. Okay, everybody out on YouTube, I know there's just a few of you out there. What do you think? Minimum of 3 parts instead of 1. Except for new units. I'm talking about stuff that's been...
Yeah, all the stuff. And that, yeah, it's 3 is good, I think, minimum.
Yes, okay.
3, 5, 7. 5 and 7 random and 3 guaranteed.
Yep, and Animal said, do you like the event? 7 and 5 parts. Oh, heck yeah, man. Let me tell you what, when that shoot, I don't use it as much anymore. Don't hate me, because I'm Survivor faction, and I like my 100%, I like my base defense boost. What's it called? The Judge. When I got that drop, that was 5. I think the second base I did was 5. I blitzed it. Don't hate me. And then I did the last 3 for my parts. I blitzed it. It was only 29 gold, $2.90 for 5 parts. Yeah, because I didn't want to do the 111 thing everybody else was complaining about. I whipped out my credit card. I put money on my account and I blitzed it. I know other people who did too. Units that require 40 parts should give no more than 3 parts for base. Okay. Units that require 40 parts should give no more than 3 parts per base. Okay, Data, then...
Yeah, it's for the elite, the 40 parts.
Elite, right. Okay, I gotcha. I just want to make sure, yes, like Brandy says, that the players lose too much for just 1, 1, 1. Although, like I said, when I prepped, the randomness of the randomness increased. So just, and then there was another base, and Jim said, let's try something different. I have mine already, as max as it can be. He missed out on some of the bases when he had his surgery. So we did when he got stuck in the 111 cycle, we did what I had suggested about the router and cleaning up, doing full cleaner, double cleaners, with the router and the modem, and we plugged it back in, and his drop rate went up. Now, did it go up for hours? I don't know, because at that point he got so many 4s and 3s, he got all the parts he needed. Should we have to do that? No. Oh, we flush our DNS too, by the way. But depending on the cleaner that you have, it's going to flush your DNS anyway. So again, when I say that out loud because some people's cleaners don't do that. So make sure you flush your DNS. If you don't know how, get with a mod. Get somebody in technology. They'll teach you how to do it. It's really simple. Get in a Hangout. I'll show you how to do it. Of course, it'll disconnect us, but I'll show you how to do it. I'll give you a video if you want to see a video. I'll give you a link. I'll give you pictures. I'll give you anything you want. I'll walk you through it. Actually, I can team view you, and I can show you how to do it on your own computer, and then you can just watch. And I'll video it of me team viewing you on your computer, and then I'll send you the video. I'll do it because it's that important to do once in a while. Should you have to do it? Yeah, I think you should. Because if you understood about how your ISP worked and technology, you would understand why flushing your DNS is very important, especially if you live in a community where everybody uses the same internet. Especially if the best internet company you have is one company, and everybody in your neighborhood is using the same internet. A fresh DNS is a fresh line out. If everybody on your street is using the same connection, your ISP always has brand new server lines out. I'm just going to try to make it as generic as I can. Think of a straw, and everybody on your neighborhood is trying to get information through that straw, and eventually it becomes, like the size of a piece of string, the amount of information that's flowing. When you flush your DNS, it opens the straw. It turns it into a pipeline. You're the only person on it until everybody else flushes their DNS. Do it. If you live in Florida, do it. Because you're living on a peninsula and you have to travel all the way up to the state of Florida before you spider out to all the hubs in the United States. There is no trunk line that runs across Florida and across to Texas and over to California. It doesn't exist. There's a trunk line in Australia that runs under the water to the mainland China. Yes, it does. But flush your DNS. It's really simple. If you don't know how to do it, do it. That increased his drop rate, and it also increased mine. I didn't need that many parts. So boom, I was done. And then I prepped for him, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, is that because we cleared our router and our modem, and we cleaned our computers? And he was like, I don't know. So the next round of stuff that we did, when I let him go and he started getting 111, I'm like, let me prep for you. And every time I prepped for him, he never got one. I don't know why. Can't tell you. I had to hit something and kill it. Like not just a wall piece, like literally kill something. I can't remember what building it was because I can't remember what unit it was right now. Because once we figured that part out in the game, just did it. And except for the new stuff, he's got all the units that he needs. It was awesome. Right. Anything else that you want me to? Missiles, resources. Yes. Oh, agreed about the missiles. And by the way, I did lose some missiles. I didn't lose them. All I had to do was go out of my base and come back in. But it was frustrating. Even after I saved the red box, wait for the red box save, I still sometimes, I go to make missiles and go to do a base because, yeah, I was in a rush to go to bed or get out the door or go to a doctor's appointment or whatever it was. So if you're having that issues with missiles, and especially if it takes resources and the missile's gone, send a ticket if you're able. If it takes resources, and
I had it yesterday actually. Me and Doba both had it.
Yeah.
We built a missile and the rest was gone. The missile was not built.
Yes, I'm noticing it more. So I'm trying to pay attention more. And now actually what I'm doing is I'm throwing my Bandicam on. And I have my NVIDIA gamer recorder, and I love it. But if I'm in the middle of like a big war or PvP, or if I'm in a sector watching because I see things that aren't supposed to be happening in game because of unfair game advantage, I don't run the NVIDIA. I use Bandicam, and I just do a bunch of 5 or 10 minute videos, and then I hit no, I don't want to buy this, and then I do it again, and then I take all of that and I use my video editing software and I compress it all and I send that to Kickside when I send my ticket. I don't send it to the team. I send it in a ticket just like a regular player does. I compress it all down, squeeze it all together, lump it all together, and send it off to the team through the regular report a suspected cheater with IDs if I have them. And most of the time I do. Grab a Bandicam. It's so free and it's so easy to use, and you can minimize it just to 1 bar. And that's awesome. And then you can just record it for up to 10 minutes.
Can I hook into this question? I know a lot of people have this question and it's never been answered. If you want to report someone as suspect cheater and you don't have a user ID, how you pull it off?
Well,
because when you make the ticket, you have to put the ID in of you and the guy you're reporting.
Yes, I would suggest to if he's not talking in chat, and if he hasn't.
Just an example, you don't have the ID and you need to fill something in to continue the ticket. You can't apply the ticket without
putting. Go into the kick site and look his name up, but you have to spell it correctly. With big letters and small letters and all that. Then you
can't. The box is like triggered for numbers. You have to put the ID in because else it will not verify.
Yeah, but you can find him that way on the Kickside page.
Yeah, but we cannot find an ID of him.
You just have to put in his name and he will pop up. Let us say I'm type in a name that is Rob. For example,
but you can find his name, but you can't find his ID.
You can actually find me on KXL with my real life name. Because my KXL, although I don't use the login for Facebook, it's linked to my Gmail account. And when KXL was first created, because there wasn't a KXL when I first started playing Kickside games, when it was first created, it gave you the option to link or to sync your account with your Facebook page, but I don't log in with my Facebook page because that way if KXL crashes, I can use my Facebook and vice versa. If the Facebook or game room crashes, I can use my KXL. So I was smart enough, back then I wish I had known to share that with everyone. But yeah, if you type in your KXL is linked to your real life name and also any aliases that you've had in the past, including last names for women that have several, because I can go into my own KXL name, my own KXL, and look at my code for my own account. No one else can see it except for Kickside and me. I can go in and look at the code, and it shows all the last names I've ever had.
Yeah. But the question I was asking, if you don't have the user ID of that player, you can't report him because you can't complete the ticket. It will not verify. You have to put the ID in. A name doesn't work.
I have one time in frustration because I needed to send it and I had a video. I have put my own ID and it let me send the ticket. Now, I don't recommend doing that because you're reporting yourself, but I have occasionally used my own ID. I know players that have tried to use like lots of zeros and it doesn't work.
I know, Skip, it works, but then the team that is looking at the tickets does not know on what account you're reporting, so they can't do anything with your ticket.
If you put it in the description and you send in the information and you tell them that you were unable to get the user ID, I mean, in theory, if they're hitting you, you should have the user ID because it's part of your battle log. Yeah. So if it's a harassment report and they're in global chat, you should be everybody knows how to get the user ID for that. So that's pretty easy. Otherwise, if all else fails, PM a moderator, tell them what you have, and we have some ways.
Yeah, tools to look it up.
Yeah, tools. We'll leave it at tools. Yeah. How about that? Will it gain the health of the New Age power plant? Okay. I have asked that myself. The health. Okay. I think the drone silos need a health buff too. I'd like to see some armors for some of our buildings. They have it in Battle Pirates. They have it in Vega. You can actually buy armor. I'm sorry, not buy it. I'm sorry, that sounds like coin. You can actually earn armor for your buildings, which is called fortification in Battle Pirates and Vega and War Commander Rogue Assault. I would love to see, love to see fortification. Instead of them coding it based on a base on your building upgrade level, why not give us a chance until you offer another CC? Why not give us a chance to earn fortifications? That would be awesome. And then
I don't know, because then you have to fortify every building, costing you a lot of time to do that.
It could be, but what if it was part of an event, something you could win? I mean, it's always been part of Battle Pirates in Vega that way. It's part of your regular event. You know how they give out like units and stuff? They just give it to you for completing an event. Sometimes they give it to you like, I mean, we have Shadow Ops. Sometimes they give it, they call them the Forsaken missions in Battle Pirates. I can't remember what it's called right now in Vega because the Vega is having their event right now and I have so many names in my head. But yeah, they have, it's called a fortification. I think that would be pretty kick butt. Why should we have to wait for a CC upgrade? Because that just means that in order for me to get more health for my drone silo has to get extra levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have what Rob was looking for before. I can show you how to do it real fast.
Do you want to screen share? Oh my gosh, you're going to put me on the spot. Hang on. Let me get back over because I'm watching YouTube. I'm sorry.
Give me a name on a player. Just
look my base up. Just look my base up.
Okay, that was the one.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm on level 45 with the same picture. So
there's the one in level 2 and 62, and let's see. The one is it a big It is a big T.
Everything in capitals. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any dashes or is it run together? Is there a space between the word the and the word
one? There's a dash between the and one. Yeah.
But it's a dash. Okay. That's good to know. The dashes matter.
Is it something between here?
I'll type it in the side chat. Hold on. Like that.
Bullseye!
Why
aren't you in here? But
okay, let's see. Oh, the one.
Repair would love a logistic to fortify a building. Daggone Spitfire! Good gracious almighty! Are you sure you're not a game team member?
Huh?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Logistics.
I will go like
you're not screen sharing Banzai on YouTube to show it.
I'm not screen sharing. Wait.
It just shows your avatar. I have you screen sharing, and it shows.
Yeah, he's presented, but he's not screen sharing.
Oh yeah, just click the little button. You know which one. Flip the bean, darling. There's no rest for the weary, chickster. Get your butt in here.
One does. We have.
There it goes. It caught up.
Yeah, can you see this?
We can now. Yep.
Well,
yeah, that's my base. Yeah, the one. Yeah.
ID is numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So you click the fold out thingy on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just that. There's a arrow with the. Here at the chat, just under the chat, there's a green arrow down.
Mm-hmm.
And data is here.
Yeah, but my infamy number is not correct, I think.
Listen to the user number's not correct.
Infamy, that's not correct.
The infamy's not. Oh, that's another thing. I just wanted to let everyone.
I wish I had that much on infamy.
Yeah, I know. It's like, look at that. It's like an insane amount. Look at, what is that? Oh my God, that's billions. That's your lifetime infamy.
Maybe.
That's hilarious that it shows that. By the way, if you look at some of the other players, it doesn't have their real life name.
Check your ID number.
Yeah, it's correct. 2.5 million, yeah.
If it's correct.
Yeah, it's correct. The only thing not correct is the sector and the infamy number.
Yeah. But the important part is the ID number.
And you also see my Battle Pirates and Vega name.
Yes, you do. If you want to take your name off, do you see how some of the other players do not have their real life name? You can go in and change that under your settings in KXL. So if you're upset because people know your real life name, like your entire real life name, and you don't want that shared, FYI, public service announcement, you can go into your settings and you can make it more private. So if you're wondering how people find out what your real name is, you might want to go, especially if you don't use KXL ever to play, and the only thing you go to is to check out farms and you never really look at your own profile. You can change those settings so you cannot see the people's names. But I could just search for ROBL and you would still come up.
Really?
Yep.
Oh boy.
I've searched for real life names before because the only thing I have is a Facebook name. Yep. Don't even have a game name. Yep. I have found people.
You can filter on the level at Switch. You can filter on the player level.
And it's kind of important that you know those things about their game name. For instance, and I'll say his name because I know he doesn't have a problem with it. Pascal has a little X, big X, and then has his name. So you can also find him under Pascal Wolf, but it's a little bit harder to find him that way. But he's Clyde, so it's a little bit harder to find him that way. Bonnie, I'll just say her name. But I won't say what her real life name is, but Pascal is his real life name, and he's been on the shows under Pascal, so I'm not doing anything that I'm not supposed to be doing. Bonnie, who is his companion in game, by his side almost constantly, as far as I know. She also is little X, big X, and now I believe they might have dashes. So I mean, we could look at that, but I believe it's little X, big X dash. So pay attention to a person in game and how they type it, because that's how it makes it harder for you to find them sometimes. So that's kind of like sort of like let's see, nice tip. Okay. Brandy would like well, since you're screen sharing, if you don't mind, could you type in, Brandy, do you want us to use your real life name? Go ahead and type Brandy and see what happens.
Sorry, I have to go in again. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the YouTube and I wasn't paying attention that you had already popped out. Yes, Spitfire says he loves Little Devil, yes. Okay, so we're going to try her real life name and see. Because this will show her whether or not her, this is her real life.
Yeah, what player?
Just type in the word Brandy, capital B-R-A-N-D-Y. Brandy.
Yeah. With a capital B.
Capital B.
Capital B is a big B.
Yep. Yeah. Capital B like birdie. No, capital B. Well, let's see if that comes up. Oh, wow. Lots of Brandies. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, capital B. And then put a space and then put H. Space and then just H. Capital H. I'm sorry. This is a good experiment.
No, H, not A.
H.
H,
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, he's not English, so excuse him.
That's okay.
There's nothing popping up.
No, H, like hand me a hand job.
Yeah, he does an H.
Okay, sorry. Nothing. Okay. A-L-L.
Nothing coming.
Okay, so from there, then go ahead and backspace and just do just her first full, or I'm sorry, just the last name. I'm sorry.
Brandy?
Yep, H-A-L-L-M-A-N. Try just her last name and see if it comes up. And this is something I'm kind of teaching you guys what we do as mods. I'm sorry, but anybody can do it. It's not like it's a secret.
Yeah, it's an available tool for every player of your show.
H-A-L-L-M-A-N.
M-A-N.
Yep.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So from there, all right. So go ahead and clear that out and type in Ghost with a capital G and see. There's going to be a lot of them. Then Brandy, is there a dash after Ghost, or is it all run together? Do you remember? Okay, it's Ghost underscore. Ooh, she's smart. Oop, forgot the H. Yep. And then the underscore, which is you have to hit the shift key and it's right next to the 0.
Yeah.
Ghost underscore.
No, maybe he doesn't have a US keyboard, so it's different.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Not thinking. You're right.
Like this?
Yes, that's an underscore.
Yep. Oop. There you go. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, Ghost, and then put an R after the underscore. Huh, wow.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's interesting. This is good. This is good. Yeah, after the underscore, put the little, okay, type in rider. Yep, R-I-D-E-R. This is how sensitive the system is.
I have to, it has to be exactly as it is.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I did like this. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you, yep.
I found.
Oh, Brandy's like me, Spitfire. She wanders wherever she's welcome. She's welcome here.
But is it her?
None of those are her, and she's good. So see, what she's done is she's really worked hard at making it hard to find her on KXL. And there's lots of reasons why you might want to make this hard to find. So one is so that no one can find you to jump to you. No one can send you a fake friend request and jump to you. They can't see, they can see your infamy. They can see your sector. If you're not really keeping yourself private on KXL, and the best of the best players know, even if you never use KXL for anything except checking out forums and maybe occasionally adding somebody to a friend list that they can jump to, they only play on KXL. If you're really good at keeping your settings private, there's only one other way to get you and find your information. And that's if they're friends with you and they can go to your page and they can see the last bases that you hit. They can see how much resources you mine. They can see what sector you're in. They can see what real me you have. They can see a lot of information about you. So if you're bragging,
Can she say what sector? If you can, because
you can see in a home page of Warcommand, it shows everything you hit, like the bases you've done that day, everything. It's on the home page, the first.
Yeah, she said she did say none of those are her. Yeah, and she is still in Sector 80, so she's still having a good time. She's still playing. But she has it set to private. I mean, she shared it. I mean, I shared my sector 161, mine set to private, but I can see her sector. I know how to see it. When we're not friends on KXL, but I know how to get to it. So I'm not going to share that a little bit of information. I'll share that on another show. I'll show you mine. You show me yours and I'll show you mine. Wow. That's a real loaded one. Get your minds in the gutter on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up, get ready for bed, do whatever it is you need to do. Welcome home if you're home from work. Yes, I'll show you yours if you show me mine. I'll show that later in another show. Maybe in a technology show. Yes, there's a way you can look. So if you have somebody who's bragging about he smashed this person, he smashed that person, I did this, I did that, and then you're like, you totally don't believe it, I can show you where to go on KXL if they have an account on KXL, and you can prove to them whether or not they did. They won't give you the battle logs. It probably means they didn't do it. So you can go on their KXL account and you can see the last 10 things they did in game. Whether or not I hit a resi base, whether or not they hit a player. So if he's bragging that he just hit 7 players and you're asking for battle logs, and he goes, no, I'm not going to share that information. I don't want to share what sector they're in, blah, 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 blah. If you want to check up on your alliance mates, you have a new person on in the alliance and they said they did X, Y, and Z, you can go to KXL. If you're really good and you have somebody that's part of your alliance recruitment, they know how to use Facebook pages. They know how to get into KXL and they know how to use them as tools. There's a way to go into KXL and see their actual wall page, and it shows anywhere from the last 10 to the last 25 things they did in game. So if they're fibbing, you're going to know it.
Yeah, it's called the battle log. I'm looking at it now.
It is, exactly. It's part of your profile. Yeah. That's exactly correct. Do you want to screen share the one?
Yeah, I'm screen sharing. You can present.
Let me switch you over. Sorry, it's my fault. I was over in YouTube.
I'm just showing mine, and you can see all the base I had today and yesterday.
Let's see.
Let's
see. Did I do the present to everyone right? I'm not sure if I clicked it all the way. Can you guys confirm in YouTube since I came out of YouTube? I'm sorry.
It's not present to everyone. It's the present with all the guys in front of it thing.
Okay. I did hit present to everyone. Well, poo. Yes, I had a David hiccup. Sorry, I didn't think we were going to be doing screen shares. All right, let me try. Let me stop because I know how to do that. Stop presenting. Okay, stop. All right, just do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, click you, and I'm going to do screen share. I'm going to do share, and let's see if it goes. Tell me if it catches up to YouTube, please. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm watching the YouTube. It always takes 10 seconds or more.
Still, it looks like to me that it's showing switch.
It's presenting someone else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now it's catching up.
Is it catching up? Okay.
It's a long delay.
Yep. I apologize, everybody. I wasn't prepared to do this part, but you know, this is actually really good information. And I had made a list of things to share on an off-schedule technology show. Show people how to do certain kinds of things, have some video and do some video presents on how to flush your DNS, how to run a full cleaner, how to use the Chrome's click and clean. Firefox is better for Work Commander, but why? One of the reasons why Firefox is not one of the greatest. If you're using Torch, if it works for you, great, but KickSci doesn't support it. If they find out you're using the Torch browser, you probably won't get an exciting answer to your ticket unless it's a mass player-wide issue. Did it catch up?
Still not.
God bless it, Mirica. Oh. Google, what the prick is the problem? I do this all the time. I did this 2 event shows ago and it's perfectly fine because Anton wasn't for sure if he'd be able to run the show and screen share at the same time. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. Let me try this again one more time. Stop. Screen share.
Yeah, it's the green thing in the top of your screen that present to all.
Present to everyone. Yep, and I clicked it. It says you are screen sharing and presenting to everyone, and you are highlighted. I just don't understand why it's not going. That's really, really odd. I don't want to have to refresh the Hangout because, duh, that would shut down the show. Still nothing, huh? Oh boy, how frustrating is that? Oh, it is up. Perfect. It is. There it is. Okay, so there we go. That shows everything that he's done in the game. It shows. Yep. It shows what the rogue factions. It didn't count. Shows rogue factions. The video of the day. Haha, look at that one. The source of powers from January 25th. We've been trying to get them to update those. Doesn't happen very often. It's very low on the priority list. Screenshot of the day. Again, that's low on the priority list. But it shows, now this is his profile, but it shows his level, his sector, and his current amount of infamy. Sometimes that infamy will be slightly delayed, especially if you're in the middle of...
The sector is also delayed because I'm not in that sector.
Yes, and the sector will be delayed. So guys, don't rely on KXL, especially not KXL, to find someone because honestly, I would say probably 97.9%. I'd love to say 99.9, but I don't know this for sure. But if the person's an active jumper, especially, KXL is almost always 48 to 72 hours behind. Sometimes during Warpath, for some reason, it seems like it catches up and it's about 24 hours behind. Yes, I've tested it. Jim's tested it. I think Daba's tested it. I've had other players test it. I've never seen it less than 24 hours, unless the person never jumps. And once in a blue moon, I've seen people where they do it and they refresh their KXL and it shows their current sector, which is totally weird. The only thing I can think of, it's like your battle logs. When you get a whole bunch, it stacks and stacks and stacks. And I think that's the only reason why it takes so long. So I will stop presenting. And hopefully I did stop presenting. Is there anything that we didn't cover? Last unit I killed was Romero. The rest was shit ton. Jump. What happened? Happened. Done and over with. Just what happened. Chimp is a nice person and many hangouts with him. Oh yeah, Chimp is definitely a good guy.
He's a golden guy.
Honestly, he really is. He's funny as all get out too. I was giggling my butt off the other day when I was listening to him. He had a wonderful tribute to Toady, which we're going to do in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He is the one player, I'm not kidding, he's the one player that if he hits me, I don't care, it's just a war game. I would rather him hit me than have to go pet his, let's see, pet Crash Saga. If he hits me, I won't hit him back. If he wants to 1v1 me, I'd like to try that. I don't think I could take his base, but I would at least like to try. It would be a good learning experience. But if he hits me, I'm not going to be upset about it. If he hits my tunes, I'm not going to be upset about it. If it takes infamy, I'm not going to be upset about it. I will not hit him back unless he gives me permission to do so. And that's just how I play my game. Spitfire Shadow Killer did not play the event. And he's actually very ill. So he has shared that himself. He's been on the last event show, I believe the live event show that we did when the first day of the event, and I think he popped in for just a few minutes on the Saturday event show, but then was gone again. His base was in Sector 27, but it's not now. And I think if he did play this event, he did not share that. But if you are a person who prays, if you're whatever it is that you do believe in, just sending out positive vibes. If you're a friend with him on Facebook, or if you're a friend with him on Discord, yes, he's on Discord. He's obviously not on forums. So they gave him one last chance and he burned it. So he was banned again. But if you're friends with him or you want to reach out to him, if you want to post a comment when the show's over, if you want to post a comment, he reads the comments after every show. If you want to post a comment and give him like some kind of your own kind of shout out, he obviously looks at the side chat, but he doesn't always watch all the shows. But he definitely does check them out, and he does check the comments. We all do, because we're responsible for the shows. I watch Kick-Size YouTube videos. I watch other people's pages. I watch City's page. Actually, I watch a lot of other shows' pages. You'd be surprised if I see something that's extremely vulgar, racist, hate-mongering, nasty, not game-related. I'm talking real-life related. And I see it. If I can't message the person, Brandy knows this, I'll message another person. I'll message Dr. Phil. I'll message Nut. I'll message Valhalla. I'll message Lick My Boots. Shoes Amada Buddha. I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Nah, probably not. I didn't ask permission. I will message someone else, and they will get the message to the producer. And if that person doesn't wish to receive messages from me, I don't go in the side chat and comment anything, even though I could create an alt. I don't. I watch their shows. I give them the views. I listen to what they have to say, and if I see something that's absolutely positively erroneous while they're live, I make sure they get the right information, even if I have to shuffle it through someone else. And I've shuffled it through Brandy before. I've shuffled it through Dr. Phil before. I've shuffled it through Nut before. I've shuffled it not through Lick My Boots, but I would if I had to. It's not me against them. It's not Unshackled against any other show. It's not. It's about the community. If somebody is giving out wrong information or doesn't have the right information, or they have incomplete information, I'll shuffle that information to whoever needs it. Because especially if we have a maintenance that's like an early maintenance, or let's just say we have a maintenance that doesn't happen, And it's not until the next day, and it's early morning the next day. Let's just say maintenance was supposed to be at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and it doesn't happen because normally they happen on Thursdays after events. We have an unprecedented one. It's happening today. Let's just say it's supposed to happen at Thursday. You guys all remember those days. It doesn't happen. It gets pushed back to 7. It doesn't happen. What happens? When does it go? Not at midnight. It goes the next day. And guess what? It usually goes at 11 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, guess who gets the jump on that? The UK show, which is normally City. It's not about us and them. It's about what gets shared with the community. That's what's important. I don't care if it comes from a moderator. I don't care if it comes from a player. I don't care. It's not an us and them. I don't feel that way. I talk to the people from BV all the time. On and off, I do talk to Brandy. So you want to hate me for it, then hate me for it. I don't care. That's between her and I. The relationship that she and I have is between her and I. It's just us and her. That's it. Doesn't involve anybody else. If she chooses to share that with somebody else, then she should. That's why I share it with her. If Dr. Phil chooses to share it with someone else, that's why I give him that information. Because I happen to see him live on the panel, and I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I shoot him a PM and hope that he sees it. I do the same thing for BV. I do the same thing for City, although I'm on City shows because of the time differences. I actually watch this show, and sometimes I'm not on it, and I'll be listening to it for my car. Yes, I will load it up. I don't want to. I'll load Facebook Messenger. I don't want to. Well, not on my phone. And I'll send a PM. No, that's not right. Oh, my God. And I send a message out to David or Anton or somebody. I send a PM. Oh, my Lord, Mother, Pete, Mary, Joseph, and the donkey. No, that's not right. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Please, please, please. That's wrong. This is the correct information. So I do share. So, yes, I will definitely look at that. Every shows I'm on here for the community. This is what's first goes to the kid. And that's fine, Spitfire, but if you want to do the other shows, look, you're not going to get any kind of feelings from me any one way or the other. I'm not a producer. I am today, but I'm not a producer. I am today because Shadow Killer gives me permission when I want it. It's good to be queen.
Hey, Skipjack.
That's it.
Was I snoring?
Yeah. No.
Was I?
You weren't. No. You were asleep. I promise you. I would
I'm so sorry.
No. You weren't snoring. I could tell because I've been in enough hangouts with you when you doze off. You just doze off. I promise you. I would
Fixer said I was taking after Anton.
I could have muted you, but if you had been snoring, I would have just muted you. No, actually, it was actually very pleasant.
Okay.
Yep. TV shows on Sundays are kick butt. Yes, you're exactly correct, Mike. They are kick butt, and I watch them, and I support them, and I give them a thumbs up. I watch the other shows. If I feel like that they've contributed to the community and they've given a bunch of information, I give them a thumbs up. I do not go as soon as I watch the daggone show for the first 10 seconds and give them a thumbs down. Because you know what? That's just dumb. Number one, there's analytics to the show that you guys don't even know about unless you're a producer. So it shows how many people come in just for the show to click the dislike button. It doesn't show you, but it shows that you all came in for the first 5 minutes and clicked dislike and then you left. Okay? The ones you got to worry about are the clicks of dislike at the end of the show. Those are the ones that we don't like. And the negative comments. And sometimes you can turn the commenting off, and we try to keep the comments on unless it becomes nasty. BB shows. Yes. The other thing is that there's been different changes to some of the panel members. I see people coming and going. For instance, Brandy, aka Ghost Rider, has decided to step aside for being on the Situation Room. I'll say the name of the show. It's a public show. I'm not naming and shaming. She decided to step aside for a while. That's her choice. If she chooses to share that information as to why, that's up to her. I shared mine publicly. I didn't quit the game. I just said I quit producing. Obviously, I didn't live up to that. You guys can make fun of me on the other shows later. It's okay. I decided to run an impromptu show, and it had really nothing to do with War Commander until I sat getting the information I needed to get for the last shout out of the show, and realized that, oh my gosh, there was a whole bunch of stuff that I missed because I was so busy doing my Use It or Lose It and helping with the Vega event. There was a whole bunch of stuff in Discord in the last 2 days that I completely event between me finishing my event and there were 2 active mods at the time. They were done with their event, and me helping out with the Vega event and actually participating in the Vega event today. There was a whole bunch of stuff I missed, and I was like, oh Lord. And I got my steno out, and next thing I know, I had 3 pages. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to either write smaller or make a better list. It's too much to type. Let's just say it that way. So is there anything else anybody wants to ask since we're live? I would also like to reminder just real quickly to the community, and this is totally like out there, but Brandy can attest to this. And Mike, if you've ever watched the BB shows, you can attest to this. If you're a regular of the BB shows, the side chat is a privilege. And there is, just like Discord, just like Kixeye, there are community standards and rules for being able to go and use YouTube. I'm going to say that very slowly. If you do something that violates those community rules and YouTube finds you guilty, you could lose your YouTube privileges. Now, what would you do? Because I've had a player that has lost their YouTube privileges. What would you do if you could not use YouTube for getting videos, for watching City, for watching Cyram, for watching JB Samora, for watching Guys Help Me? Who else? Goodness, Daba. I know there's another new guy that's been posted. Well, besides Zach, I know there's another person. Yeah, LOL, Netflix. Yeah. Pornhub. RedTube. But if you lose your YouTube privileges, unlike some companies, YouTube can find you all the way down to your ISP. Whoopsie. So be careful what you say on a show. Be careful what you say on an official YouTube video page. Be careful the things that you say, especially in light of the things that are happening in this world that are hate related, that are violent related. Stop posting that stuff, because I'm not going to help you get your YouTube account back if you say, well, I was a little wicked on this show, and then I go to that show producer and I say, did this person do something they weren't supposed to? Guess what? The show producers have all that information. Usually 9 times out of 10, the show producer says, yeah, that person said this. And then I get a screenshot and I go, holy mother of Pete. I tell that person, you are really nasty. That was totally uncalled for. And I unfriend them, because I don't want somebody like that on my friends list. And I certainly don't want, that's not because you're angry. That's not because you're frustrated in the game. That's just pure evil. If I see that you want to do, that you're saying you're going to do to someone, why don't you just, go do this to yourself? Why don't you do that? It's not game related. I'm coming to your house and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I know where you live. And then you post public information about them. And then you make a threat against them. You use the N word. You use some kind of anti-Semitic. You do some kind of other nastiness. Ew. What's wrong with you? Stop it. And I'm not going to help you get your YouTube account back. Seriously. You want to call me a Kevin? I'm proud. I've been called a Kevin a lot of times. Daggone it, I have one. I know how to use it. I don't care. Call me a Kevin. Yes, I mean the other word that starts with C, but in the UK, they call it a Kevin. Sorry for all of you out there named Kevin, but according to the people that I know that live in the UK, that's what they say instead of the C word. And they get away with it. I don't care. You can call me that. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It bothers my husband, but it doesn't bother me. I've been called worse. Just don't call me late to dinner. Seriously. Don't call me late to dinner. This is my best meal of the day, is dinner. It used to be breakfast. It's now dinner. Okay, so we shall go to the reason why I really wanted to do this show. And that is to remind everybody, as I said in the beginning, that who is your family? Who do you love? Remembering that tomorrow, and for some of you, it's almost tomorrow. Remembering that tomorrow is promised to no one. Love a little bit more. Take your fights and frustrations out on the battlefield. It's okay to trash talk when you're game related. Try not to be personal with people. Try to mend those fences if you can. And remember to forgive. And when I say forgive, don't forgive the other person. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself so that you can feel calm so that your soul can be cleansed. Forgive yourself and send positive energy to that person. If that person doesn't receive you, then let it go. If that person doesn't want to talk to you anymore, let it go. If it's meant to be, you will have a relationship with that person again. If it's not meant to be, if God closes a door, if you don't believe in God, if the master creator, the energies of the universe closes a door, good God Almighty, for the love of Pete, Mary, Joseph, and the donkey, the ever-loving donkey, please, please don't do like I do. When he closes a door, don't get in the revolving one. If he's closing it for a reason. If it doesn't open again, there's a reason. You need to find another door to knock on. You need to find another place to put your passion. You need to find another place to put your love. You need to surround yourself with people who love you, care about you, and appreciate your presence. Don't get in the revolving door, because sometimes you're going to trip and you're going to face plant into the glass. Other times you're going to get something else caught, and it's not going to be pleasant, and it's going to hurt. Sometimes you're going to get flung out, and you're going to be out in the cold all by yourself. Sometimes, instead of stepping aside from the revolving door, there's a side door so that you can go back in and then walk into a safe place where it's warm, dry, and comfortable. And then you can take an elevator to another room and be with friends. People that care about you, people that love you, people that want to know, how are your kids? How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? What did you do yesterday? Are you riding your motorcycle? Do you have enough wood for the winter? I hear you're getting a blizzard, Skip. I hear it's raining like crazy. I hear the hurricane's coming your way. Is the typhoon going to affect you in your country? Etc., etc., etc. How are your children? How was the graduation? How did your daughter make out at the doctor's appointment? Happy birthday to your daughter. Send positive things out there. If you want to fight, fight on the battlefield. Fight where it's fun. And just try not to be personal. Remember that whatever it is that you send out to the world and the universe, that positive energy comes back to you, and all of us tenfold. But this world is twisted right now, not just the United States, everywhere. It's twisted and has come unglued and contorted like something I've never seen in my lifetime. I'm going to be 55 years old in January, okay? I was alive during the Vietnam War. The world was twisted then. I wasn't alive during World War II, but my relatives that survived were. Many of my relatives did not. Some of my relatives didn't survive Vietnam. Some of them didn't survive Korea. Some of them did not survive the first Gulf invasion. Some of them did not survive the subsequent invasions. Some of my friends, some of my family members, some of my War Commander Rogue Assault members, because they could play War Commander Rogue Assault on mobile. And they gave them time to go into the safe zones, the green zones, and gave them unlimited bandwidth so they could play, so they could take their mind. Yes, sounds crazy to play a war game when you're in the middle of a war. I lost friends and family members. People that I played War Commander Rogue Assault for, they're not here anymore. I wish I had just one more second, one more day, one half a day, something, so I could have said to them, instead of something game-related, instead of something frustrated, instead of something stupid about a pixelated game, or in this case, mobile's not exactly pixelated, I won't go into that long story. Instead of, it is pixelated, but it's different. Instead of that, I wish I had said, hey, be safe out there. Hey, thank you for your service. Hey, how's your mom doing? Hey, what'd you have to eat today? Something. I wish I had done something. Something other than, yeah, I'm pissed off because X, Y, and Z, and Kickside did X, Y, and Z. I wish it had been something a little bit more pleasant. I wish it had not been game related. I wish it had been something more personal, because that's who I am. If you're not that kind of person and you only play this game just because you just want to play and you don't care about the community, I find that hard to believe. because Kickseye bends us over occasionally, and they make mistakes, and I get it. If they didn't, I wouldn't be a moderator. I wouldn't know all you people in the first place. So we're going to get bent over, and they're going to make mistakes, and that's what the community's for. If you didn't care about the community, you'd be playing another game. If you didn't care about the community, you'd be like half of KT, actually 3/4 of KT. You'd be playing War Commander Rogue Assault, because the majority of them went to War Commander Rogue Assault. They don't play War Commander anymore. You know why? They don't care about the community. All they care about is smashing people. And boy, howdy, can you do it and then some in War Commander Rogue Assault. And you can do it from your phone. You can do it from your iPad. You can't do it from your desktop. Well, you kind of can, but that's something else. Kickside doesn't support that, so don't do it. You can use BlueStacks, but don't do it. You won't like it. You won't like your War Commander Rogue Assault experience, but you can play it from your desktop. Don't be... Again, what you send out to the world, if it's negative, it comes back to you and everyone else and all of those around you tenfold. Stop sending out the negativity. Remember what's important. Remember that unless you believe in reincarnation, and even then, if you do believe in reincarnation, you're going to come back as something like a slug, and then I'm going to pour salt on you, and that's going to be really painful. Okay? Don't send negative stuff out there. Try to be positive. Get involved with the people that are in your alliances. You don't have to get totally nosy. Yeah, you say that that's a woman thing. It's not just a woman thing. It's a human thing. I'm not AAF allied. I'm not a Kickseye moderator. I'm not just a female. I'm not just a white person that happens to be some of my family on the paternal side came from Europe, and the rest of my family were American Indians. I can trace back 2 generations to the Trail of Tears. For those of you who don't know what it is, look it up. My great-great-grandmother was picked off the Trail of Tears and was married to an Irishman. Picked off, bought, and married to an Irish person. So I'm not anything except for one thing that we all are: human. I don't care about your political party. I don't care about what country you live in. I don't care about how many games you play. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you coin or you don't coin. I don't care about your tags. And if you hate me because I help TP in an event or because they ask me questions, I don't ask them what their tag is before they send me a message. I just help them. David does. Daba does. We don't see tags. Neither does Kickseye. And if you do think that we do, then please do send a ticket and report us. Do send a message to the community manager. Send it to someone at Kickseye and say, I can prove and I believe, and then send that information. If I'm guilty of it, I want to know. If you feel like that I haven't assisted you, or that I have been overbearing as a moderator, or if you feel that I have unfairly, I don't want to say judge because that's not the right word. What's the word? Use my tools. That's all I know what to say. Use my tools on you. Then please, definitely, don't PM me. Screw that. That would be painful. Don't PM me. Don't even PM another moderator unless you like the other moderator better, or other moderators better. PM CM Bernie. He'll get the message. If you don't want to PM him, I don't want you to PM Storm Chaser. Pick one of the other ones. Or if you're a coiner, send a ticket. It will get addressed. I have had my finger slapped. I've had my hand slapped. And yes, I will admit it publicly. Yes, I have been told to take a break. Did I quit? No. Was I let go? No. Did I become overly passionate about something and kind of scream in the mod room? Yep. Was it about any one player? Nope. Was it about me being overbearing with my mod tools? Nope. But yeah, I'm human. And I have ranted and raved and have been asked not to say anything. Send your positive energy out there. If you feel unfairly taken advantage of, then send a message to the team. Help us to do a better job. Help us to be better people. Help us to be better human beings. And on that note, I would like to say something and not cry about it. I would like to give a shout out, unless you guys want to give a shout out, but I'd like to give a last shout out if that's okay. So if you guys want to give one, please do go ahead and do it now so I can collect myself.
Can I go first?
Yes, please do.
I want to thank Kicksai and the whole team for making the game still possible, and everyone watching on YouTube. And maybe if you get an event, have fun in it. And that was it.
Okay. Hawkeye, you still there?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the people on YouTube. Appreciate the people still viewing the shows. Kicksai for making it a great game. All the improvements that they've made. People at Discord, the panel. Thank you.
Bullseye!
Oi, Banzai!
Bullseye!
Bandai!
Banzai. I will give a shout out to all my friends in World Commander. I love you all, guys, and want to give a shout out to you in the panel too. And for those who are looking on YouTube, that is for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to say something, and I know I get made fun of all the time when I cry, and I don't mean to, and I'm going to try not to. So I'm going to preface this by saying, I'm not trying to bring anybody down, but I'm going to preface this by saying, none of us get out of this alive. We are on this rock for one go round. Again, unless you believe in reincarnation. Okay? So I'm going to preface this by saying, in light of the people that I wish that I had the chance to talk to, that I never got a chance to talk to, I want to talk a little bit about Toady, not Cybertoad. For those of you who are friends with him, I did not ask him if I could use his real life name, so I prefer not. He was on the beginning of the show, which was a surprise. I didn't expect him to come on the show. But I am going to read, because I know he has a lot of friends, because I did review his page, and there are 46 comments to his comments so far, and this was posted on Halloween, and a lot of us were in the middle of the Rocktober event, and I bet you a lot of people who are War Commander friends haven't even seen it yet. So this is what I was talking about earlier, about I want everyone to stuff Toady's box. Don't just comment on his page, send him a PM. Ask him how he's doing. Ask him about his family. Look at his pictures on his page if you're friends with him. If you're not friends with him, send him a friend's request. If you don't know who he is, get with somebody like, I prefer not to give it out because I didn't ask for his permission. Get with Lonnie. See if Lonnie will do a suggest friends. Get with Erin. Sorry. Oh my goodness. She's going to kick me in the pants. The other stiletto. Get with Slim Shady. Get with Anton Airlines. Get with Rambo. Get with Daba. You know what? You can go ahead and send it to me and I'll ask him. Okay. Get with a lot of people, anybody practically on Unshackled. Get with those people and get the information that you need to, and the heck with it. Find out what his real life name is. And I don't want to say it on the show because I forgot to ask him. Find out what his real life name is and send him a PM anyway, even if you're not friends. Okay. This is to Toady. This is from Toady on his Facebook page. And I'm going to read it because I want to say the F word and I won't. So frack cancer is all I got to say. Frack it, frack it, frack it, frack it, frack it. Not going to crack. Toady says, October 31st, 1:29 p.m. his time, which is New Zealand. Well, I guess there's no good time to let you all know. So here goes. I've recently been diagnosed with stage 4 adrenal cancer. And I have major blood clots in my spleen and the lymph node. And I've been given, at most, 3 months to live. The cancer cannot be treated with chemo, and because the blood clot radiation is out too. I'm in a good mindset, because only the good die young. LOL. So I guess I have plenty of time. So Tony was on earlier and needed to go to bed. So this is my one chance to say what I want to say to Tony. And I challenge every War Commander player out there to say it now while he can read it and see it and hear it. Say it now. Say it loud. Put it in the side chat because he said he would watch the rest of the show later. Send him a PM. Send him a friend request. Oh, God bless me. Food cancer, God bless. Tony, it's been wonderful. I love you. I love your laughter. I love your jokes. You have a twisted mind just like me, and I love it. When I'm down, you always find a way to make me laugh. When I'm frustrated, you help put me in the right mindset. Because of our time zone difference, if you see my light on, occasionally he has sent me a message. What are you doing up? Did you go to bed yet? He knows the answer. What's wrong? What's up? I heard you on the show. You sounded upset. What's going on? I saw you post to the Facebook page. I saw you post to Unshackled. I saw you post to City's page. The man is everywhere. What's wrong? What can I do? How can I help? And then he'll send me a little funny. He's just a pleasant, kind, caring, passionate soul. And just because of a stupid, crazy, pixelated game, we met. Some of the best relationships in this world are gamer relationships. Friends, family members, and in my case, I met my husband playing Battle Pirates. You may think that that's crazy and twisted and stupid, but you know what? A lot of those people that I knew playing Battle Pirates that were single, they're married. And they've been married for 5 or 6 years, as have Jim and I. So they're very successful and they're very happy. I know other people who play War Commander and have met. I know people that have left other countries and gone to meet other people and have stayed together. And they still game together. It may not be kickside games, but they still game together. A message for you, Toady, from Paige Peterson. And I'm going to use her real life name instead of her game name because she does know who you are. She's lit candles for you. And they will stay lit. I've checked in with some of the legends in the game, and I have given them the information. So expect to get messages from Jano, Shadow Killer, Rocket, Ted Peterson, Steve Campanelle. Expect to get messages from them. I see the other messages that are already on there, so I'm not naming those people's names because they've already commented on him because he's friends with so many people in War Commander. And I would like to reiterate that. On his page, because I am friends with him, celebrated a year's friendship with Slim Shady. Celebrated a year, 2 years. I'm sorry, 2 years? 1 year. 1 year with Anton Airlines. Yes, we all know now why he's Anton Airlines. I see Rambo on here, wishing him a happy birthday. I see Dabo on here saying you leveled up. Haha, that's a gamer thing with a birthday cake. I see other War Commander players on here. Fear the Stiletto, 1 year of friendship on Facebook. Again, Anton Airlines, wishing him a happy birthday. 8 years of friendship on Facebook. There's so many different. That's not a gamer friend, I'm sorry, as far as War Commander. There's so many people on here that have celebrated friendships on his page alone. It's unbelievable the amount of people that he's connected with, that he's celebrating friendships with. And he's here, and he's right here where we can talk to him, and we can reach out to him, and we can send him some positive energy. So let's do that as a community. Let's get together. I heard Champ send out special message to him last night, my time. I think it was last night. God bless me. Yes, last night, my time. Send out that positive energy. It was touching. It was wonderful. It was lovely. But send it out there, and anybody else in the game that you haven't talked to recently. I could go out tomorrow and get hit by a bus. I could walk down the street and have the neighbor's dog down there chew my head off like a face-eating zombie. I mean, anything could happen. I could trip and fall down the stairs and break my own neck. If you haven't talked to somebody recently in a game that means something to you, there's a reason why you met that person. If you haven't talked to them recently, reach out and talk to them. Tell them that you care about them. Hey, how are you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. What's up? Don't ask for them to open bases for you. Don't ask them to, hey, can I jump to your sector so I can have a game advantage? Reach out to them as a human being. Be a human being. Get out of your gamer chair, wipe off your keyboard, wipe off your mouse, go outside, get some fresh air, have some coffee, go into your private room, rub one out, do whatever it is that you need to do, shake it all off, and then go message somebody. Pick 5 people. Pick 5 people a week. Message somebody you haven't messaged in a while. Yes, Warriors Dragon. Thank you, Trickster. I wasn't really sure if I was supposed to use their game name. I'm sorry. But prayers for Toady. And I say Toady. His game name is Toad. But a lot of people think that when I say Toad that I mean Cybertoad. And it's not Cybertoad. This is in-game. His name is just Toad. He has a little, it's a frog. But he has a little green frog. So it's really easy to find him on Facebook. But again, get with somebody else besides me, because I haven't asked permission, but get with somebody else. Lonnie, Anton, all those people I mentioned, Fielder, Stiletto, Daba. I'd prefer maybe not, since I'm producing the show. Get with somebody else and see if they'll do a friend's request for you. And if not, at least let them give you his real life name or his Facebook page, because I don't think that's a problem. And send him a message anyway so it goes through his Facebook page. I'm calling on the entire War community to stuff Toady's box. He's here. He's now. He has a heart. He's a human being. He has love. He has compassion. And the more love and compassion that we share, the bigger our hearts become. And guess what, everybody? So do theirs. Share what you have. Be a human being. Be positive. Be loving, be kind, be passionate. Send him a joke. If you saw something funny on Facebook that you think will make him laugh his ass off, send it to him. I did. Of course, I sent him a picture of tits on a bull because that's about how useless they are. But send him a picture that'll make him laugh his ass off. Give him something to laugh about. Because you know what? Cancer sucks. And on that note, thank you for coming to join. Hopefully other people will watch. If you have any other questions, please send them to me. The best place to get me is not always Facebook. It's probably Discord. If I don't answer you, if you don't see my light on, in other words, if you don't see me over on the right-hand side, that doesn't mean I'm not on Discord. I occasionally keep my light off, but I still get notifications. Just so, one, I can lurk, or 2, if I see other moderators in there. I really don't monitor all the channels because I know that they've got it covered. But if you send me a PM, it'll pop up right on my gaming rig. I have a work rig right next to me. I have a laptop beside that one, and then I have my gaming rig. I keep my gaming rig open, and I have little scripts running so that the screen never turns off. I'll hear the badunk of the Discord. You guys have heard it when I've been live on the shows before. I'll hear the sound, and I'll see the little box pop up, and I'll see your name. If I don't answer you within 10 or 15 minutes, it's probably because I'm walking the dog. I'm out for a doctor's appointment, and I mean, because winter's coming here. So I'm out for a doctor's appointment. I'm out for one of Jim's doctor's appointments, or visiting the pool man. Pinching a loaf, chopping a log. I'm not really sure. Pick one. So I will get back to you. And if you don't hear anything from me for days, get with David or Daba or one of the other moderators, and they all know when I have to take several days off for something, like if I have to head to the Eastern Shore, because my sister-in-law too is suffering horribly with cancer. So again, cancer sucks. So be positive. Stop making it about an us and them. And if it's going to be us and them, make it game related. Don't say nasty things to one another. And if you're going to say nasty things, it's okay to call somebody a puss bone. It's okay to call them a window licker if they sit in a bubble. It's okay to, call them other things. That's all game related. You're not going to get banned for it. I mean, you might get fussed at if you say it enough times, if you flood the chat enough times, if you, spam the chat, the global chat, somebody might report you for it. But keep it game related. Keep it clean, keep it simple. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. There will be a show tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. Double check the Discord because that's probably where it will be posted first. There should be release notes and an announcement about what's coming on Saturday. Yes, leave family out of it. Exactly. Leave family out of it unless you're asking, hey, how's your mom doing? Because you heard someone, hey, we have memorials. I have a memorial in 161. We totally forgot about it. Bless his heart. He came in the second day for the event. His mom had passed away. We had a Memorial Day. Poor guy, when he logs on, most of us are gone. So the second day he logged in, and we were all surrounded his base, 10 to 15 tunes deep. Poor guy couldn't fight his way out. He tried, but he needed those tunes to get out because a lot of us had like our zombie tunes and some pretty strong tunes there, so he couldn't get out. If you want to make it family related, make it positive. How's your daughter doing? How was prom? How was Christmas? How are your kids doing? How did your son's graduation go? If you hear about, I don't know, that somebody's wife is pregnant, or I don't know, just you're adopting a child, something. If you're gonna include family, make it positive. And then maybe take it to a PM or take it to a game page. And if you can't take it to a game page and you're not friends with them, then, offer something positive. Help them out. Open a depot. Open a 60. Open a Thor. If you don't know how to Ruby a Thor 65 with Romero, get with me, please. If you don't know how to, for 11 minutes damage, okay, if you don't know, it's only 165 design and you have to do it at 3 o'clock. But if you don't know how to do it, please get with me. I'll tell you how to do it. I'll tell you which base it is. I'm not going to tell Kickside. Nope, not happening. Sorry, Storm Chaser. You can twist my arm in a purple nurple. I'm not going to tell you. You got to figure that one out on your own. Use your analytics, get your bean counters, flip the bean. I don't care what you do with it, but not telling. No. Go up to 65 for somebody. It'll cost you 11 minutes, and they'll get 15 million Thor. Stuff another player's boxes. Go do it. Get with Zach. He's got how to do Veracraft 50s with 22 Liberators. When they're tricked out, the Liberator bases are so easy. Hello, people. Can you say Siege Squadron and Ravishers on Ruby? Yes, it looks like your Siege Squadron is taking a lot of damage. It's not. I promise you. Go hit the Liberator bases, get all the tech, trick out 22 Liberators, and do Veracraft 50s on Ruby. I could do 4 of them at the same time. Yes, I have 4 tunes of Liberators. I have to get rid of some of them because I'm running out of space, but I have 4 tunes. I wish I could give them to someone else. Go find out how to Ruby the Veracraft 50 bases. It's very easy. There's 2 spots, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's super, super easy. Doesn't matter the design. Specific schematic that you need in order to do it. Get with something. Show something. Yes. And City show. I'm sorry, Doomsday. I didn't know for sure whether or not City was going to do a show or not because when he PM'd me, he was still at work. And yes, Roy will also have a show because he had a show last night. I'm sorry. I guess I apologize. Well, you know what? Brandy said it. I will say it. Roy Boy is the game name. I apologize for just using his first name. Roy Boy is his game name, and the name of the show is The Situation Room. So yes, he will having a show. I don't know if BV is going to do a show or not. I'm not 100% sure. Because BV does joint shows with The Situation Room, I imagine they'll probably do a joint show, and then they'll have a show on Sunday because the Battle Vortex show is on Sunday. So you're welcome, darling. Anytime. It's about the community. That's what. And if you don't like Unshackled, or you don't like me, or you don't like David, or you don't like Anton, or whoever's running the show, if you just don't care for us as people, go watch one of the other shows. You'll still get the same information. Most of it. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You'll still get the same information. Shh. You'll still get the same information. You just might get it a little later. I'm just teasing you, Brandy. I do share that information with the BV. I do occasionally PM the guys and gals from BV. I do share that information with the other team members. The hosts may not get that information directly from me. There's reasons behind that. And I'm giggling and chuckling because I have to stay positive about it because there's too much drama and negativity in the game right now. I'm not directing that at them, but some people just can't let things go. Seriously, I've moved on. They've moved on. It's time for everybody else to move on. Please just move on. Oh, Lordy have mercy. And if you don't know what kills Romero, you need to get with me because I'm not going to share it openly. And if I really, really like you and you're nice to me, I will share it with you what will kill Romero. Yes, he's a game changer. But if your base defense or your CC or whatever faction you want to call it, however you want to refer to it, is survivors, get with me. If it's not, then I can't help you. I can, but it won't work as well. But I'd still suggest that if you don't have the text for your max, and shh, if they're offered it Saturdays, whatever's going to happen, get it. You don't have it for your skipjack, get it. If you don't have it for your max, get it. No, you can't use. Stop sending me hate mails. I know you can't use Max and Skipjack at the same time. I'm not stupid, you don't. But they're both survivors. If my Skipjack is damaged, I can throw in my Max. I got the hero tech on it, and he spawns extra dogs. And guess what? I like the zombie fires too. Not only do I get extra dogs, but if I put the right kind of zombie fire on the right thing, I got zombies that fight for me too. Oh, it's fun. So if you want to know what the counter to Romero is, get yourself some dogs. Get yourself a Max. Trick them out. Get yourself a Skipjack. When you get some Blood Thor, max her out to 5. Make sure you get her hair tech, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Phalanxes are like paper, wet paper bags when you come to my base. Phalanxes do not survive. I had a guy lose 3 tunes of phalanxes in my base. 3 tunes. You know who you are. Anybody's Hoverplat. You know who you are. He didn't bring his Romero. That was interesting because he had it. I thought that was interesting. Then he brought some more air because we could only spawn in one place. You know who you are. Boom. Dropped his Siege Squadron. Boom. Dropped his Blackout. Boom. It drops. I won't tell you what he finally used, what tune he used to flatten me because I give away the candy store. If you want to know what kills Romero, get with me. Get with Dava. Get with somebody else on this team because I guarantee you they've already figured out the counter. If you really want to know what the counter is for Romero, get with Scooby.
Woof, woof, woof. Hey.
Okay, so Brandy, aka Ghost Rider. Double fist bump. I know you can't see it, but I just did it. Thank you so much for showing up for the show. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you so much for doing all that you do for the community. Brandy, I did see your PM, but I will answer it in a bit. And definitely touch base with me. And have fun running your errands. And please be careful. Crazy weather out there, isn't it? Yes. One day it's spring, the next day it's summer, the next day it's fall, and then it feels like winter. I mean, I swear to God, the other day I could etch glass. Seriously. I went outside and I was like, oh my God, I could etch glass with the girls. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I got to come in and take all the sweat off. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Then we had hail and ice and thunder. Like this morning at 5 o'clock. It was insane. So who knows? Just be careful. Driving. All you guys, be careful. Thank you so much for showing up. For everybody who shows up later and watches, sorry the show was so long, but it was what it was. If I get more information on those other topics that we covered in the side chat, they will be covered tonight on the show. Or if I get it sooner than that, I will shoot them over to City, and they'll still be covered on the show with David. So again, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for everything that you do in the community, everybody. Thank you guys here on the panel for actually showing up and hanging out with me. I appreciate it very much. Oh my goodness, look at you showing all that stuff. I should have screen shared that. Oh, you are still screen sharing, aren't you?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just reshopping after the zombie event and stuff.
Shopping after the zombie event. So yeah, just get what you need. Those of you who did not see my base says with walls, hello, Kixeye. Yes, the entire word, not just kicks. Says hello, Kixeye, with a heart, 2 X's for kisses, and an O for hugs. Okay, that's what my walls say. Everything is slammed into, oh God, I want 3 o'clock. I want to use the baseball reference and say first base. Everything is slammed into the corner. I didn't have to control my units at all. And the zombies will chew at your walls. If you put your walls in the right place, they will stop. And then the rest of your stuff can do the job. If you have a judge, find out where the range is, and you too can put your walls out anywhere for some of those zombies to slow down, and your judge will obliterate them. The next wave of zombies will come in, and it will obliterate them. Think outside of the box. Move your CC someplace else. Put it someplace else, and don't put any walls around it. Put something under it that's vicious. You definitely want to put something in the minimum range of the judge if you're using the judge. I did for the event, the last wave, I did use the judge, even though I want the survivor buff. I did use the judge on the last wave. I didn't have to control anything. My base did everything for me. I don't have everything maxed, but I have a lot of things maxed. I do have a tune in there. But for the first 3 waves, I didn't even need a tune. Think outside of the box. Look at the defense waves, look at the videos, and change things around. And if that doesn't work, if we don't have what we think is going to happen on Saturday, if we don't have that, then prepare for that. Not that it's going to be anything, Nightmare or Rocktober related, but prepare for that for the November event. Think outside the box. Think about the things that Kixeye is sending into your base that are hitting things, and can you bait them with your walls? Can you bait them with your incidental buildings? Like would not suggest your mine factory, please, because that takes quite a while to heal for you to get back in and redo the mines. But usually it's enough time. Use not your power plants, but use your helipads. Use your airfield. If you need to, use a Thor depot. Use your weapons lab. Use your missile silo. Use the things that use your resource generators. Spread them out where you see the things that are spawning. If they happen to be zombies on Saturday. Spread those things out so they have to stop, and then put them in range of your main things in your base and let your base work for you. Stop clicking so crazily. Stop ruining your tunes. Let your base go to work for you. Let the zombies stop at your walls and let them get gobbled up by the other things that you have in your base. I promise you, you'll be successful. And then if I can, then I'll try on the show tonight. Obviously, I can't show a defense wave, but I'll try with a go-go bar. And I will try to live, because David will be hosting on his rig instead of mine. I will try to do live and show you my base. And then I will just, give you a demonstration. I'll try to pick out the units that will definitely stop at the walls so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll just show you. It's just, again, is my base beatable? Of course it is. Can Kixeye beat it? They haven't yet. People couldn't believe it when they saw it. They say, you left your base like that for the entire event? Yep. And I did not have to control my units. They did everything on their own. So that's that. I want to say thank you again. I love every single one of you. Some of you extremely disliked me, and the usual. That's okay. It's okay. I don't hate anybody. Remember to be positive. Remember to send positive energy out when you can. Please thank the game team. Please remember that Bernie is to see him for more than one game. Please don't send him hate mail because of it. That's not his choice. If Kixeye decides to make him the community manager for two games, what do you want him to do? Quit? He's the community manager for both Vega and War Commander. Cut the guy some slack. The reason why you see Storm Chaser and some of the other guys in there so often in Discord, and you think that Bernie's not a communicator, oh my goodness gracious. Look at your release notes. Who do you think puts them out? Look at the update notes. Who do you think puts them out? Look at the artwork. Who do you think does that? Look at the event calendar. Who do you think puts that together? That's not a cut and paste. And he does that for 2 games. In your game, the notifications, oh, we didn't even cover that. What's it called? I'm sorry, who's in game? Sorry, I flipped over really quick. Anybody else in game?
I'm in game. Yeah.
Yep, you're doing shoot. I should have had my game open. Sorry, my fault, guys. Sorry about that.
My game is open.
Newsfeed, sorry. Watch your newsfeed because that's going to change. That is going to be dynamic. In addition to like what it says, week in review or month in review for October, instead of being super detailed, it's going to be like that and then more. Watch your newsfeed button. Pay attention to the things that are given to you in game. Watch your mat tags. If you play full screen mat tags, that's what we call it. The MATG, which means message above the game. Okay, so yeah, it's not exactly because the word of's not in there. That's what we say when you hear me say mat tag or you see us type MATG, that's what it means. It's an acronym for message above the game. Look for those mat tags. If you see it and your teammates don't, if you see somebody in the global and they haven't mentioned it, mention it. If you see the game coming down for emergency maintenance and you don't see it, or you see it and somebody else doesn't post it in global, post it. It doesn't matter if 10 people post it, post it. If you get an event pop up that says the game's coming down for maintenance and somebody else doesn't get it because they haven't refreshed their game or they haven't gone into their base or they're in the middle, oh Lord have mercy, they're not going to send you one of those messages while you're in the middle of a base. They better not. If they're in the middle of a base, they're not going to see that right away. You might see it ahead of time. They need to know. Especially if it's emergency maintenance, they try to give us at least 15 minutes, but they disable battles for about 5 minutes before the maintenance actually comes down. Plan for it ahead of time. If you have a spec op running, hello, if you have master loot, guess what? If you have master loot, I'm almost positive if you have it running, because it is a spec op, if you have it running and the game goes down for maintenance, you lose it like every other spec op. So don't activate a master loot today unless you only want to use it for a couple hours. Anybody that you know that has a master loot activated, post it on your pages. Hey, if you got a master loot, don't forget, there's a maintenance today. You're going to lose your spec ops. Don't activate a spec op right before they're going to take the game down for maintenance. Don't complain when they take it down 5 minutes before it's announced that the time is. They disable battles for 5 minutes so they can slowly take everybody off the servers and shut the game down for maintenance. Don't activate it. Don't go into a battle. Don't hit a big base. Don't try to outrun Kickside. You will lose. In my alliance, because it's so small, we're not activating our alliance boosts. We have enough, but we're not going to activate ours. We have enough war efforts. We got lots and lots of extra. We're not going to activate ours until after Saturday. So once the announcement is made, and if something happens that it's supposed to happen, we're also going to wait probably 2 hours at least to make sure everything runs smoothly. Because if they have to take the event down, oh, shoot, did I say that word? Oh, Lord have mercy. If they have to take the game down, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said the E word. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Bracket. If by chance the rumors are true, and if they should happen to take the game down for maintenance again, after they take it down for maintenance today, and then they flip the switch on Saturday for fun and giggles and surprises and double XP, if they flip the switch and there are problems and they have to take it down, we're going to lose our alliance buffs.
Uh-oh.
So, and there won't be, if there is the rumor of this certain thing that might happen on Saturday. If it does happen on Saturday, there won't be any intels on the map. Jumping will be closed. So get in your sectors where you need to be before they take the game down. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure on it. I'm almost positive. So, which is kind of weird because when they say that, they haven't really said it, but they're going to take the game down for maintenance, just prepare ahead of time. Be ready. Please don't bitch me out if it doesn't come out the way we think it's going to come out. Please don't bitch me out if they have to take the game down for maintenance again. Please don't get mad at me if you're not in a sector where you need to be. And please, 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 if you didn't set your base up for defending against Kickside, just give it a try for 24 hours. 24 hours from today. Okay, so 24 hours and 15 minutes. So we almost made it to 1 o'clock my time. So give it till, a little bit of time and wait. And then if nothing happens, well, then you can send your hate mail. 24 hours, please. Pretty please. And don't activate your boost. Hold out on that. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit of extra repair time. You'll be all right. It's just a little bit. No big deal. If you don't know what an alliance boost is, get with somebody who does and get your alliance boosts up. The Pillager, Guardian, and shit. I knew I'd forget the other one. Destroyer. I always say the wrong word. Pillager, Guardian, Destroyer. Don't activate them until a couple hours after 1 o'clock on Saturday, my time. 11 o'clock, kick size time. Shh. Public server announcement. We are War Commander Unshackled, and we are out. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for supporting us. Peace.
Peace.